Yep. All right, yeah, Shugs. I got a good Steam title, right? So I should be able to solve these puzzles now. What do you think? Do you think I'll be able to solve these puzzles? I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced. I don't know if I'm gonna beat the game today. If I get stuck on like these last 10, I might just do them off stream. We'll see. 10 puzzles, right? That should be reasonable enough, right? Also, apparently they changed a puzzle that was called flyover. I don't know where that is though, and I'm not bothered to look at it yet. I already looked at this one. You know what I haven't looked at? These puzzles. I haven't looked at these plus ones in a while. Yeah, after the golem, I'm definitely warmed up for this, right? Carl's not sure, huh? Yep. Hey, you said it yourself. I need a good stream title, so there it is. Now let's see if I can actually solve the puzzles. Also, how are you guys doing? How you doing today, Carl? Did your tests go well and stuff? Are you done with exams and everything? Hopefully you're able to relax a little bit. Oh yeah, holidays. Yay. That's good. Right, yeah. You got Easter stuff coming up. We got yeah, it'll be fun. That's good. Yeah, you make ChatGPT talk to itself. I'm pretty sure people have done that. I remember making a project like that in school, just making a chatbot talk to itself. It's because it's funny to see sometimes the stupid conversations it'll have. Hi, Shock. All right, yeah, I think I'm it got very confused. Yeah, it's funny seeing the chatbots talk to each other and see that how the conversation just gets derailed. Oh boy, not this puzzle. I remember this one being hard. Hope you're doing well today, Shock. Thanks for coming in. I only have, I think, 10 more, 20 more puzzles, or maybe 10. I forget. Yeah, doing well. Any good news on your job stuff? Everything is ready for tonight and this weekend. Yeah, I'm excited for tonight. Maybe I'll finally understand Prologue a bit better. Because unfortunately, the class I had that kind of taught it, it wasn't really just a Prologue class. It was just like, let's have a class for all the weird programming languages. Like, we did Julia, we did Prologue, we did Haskell, we did, what else did we do? I forget what the others were, but one called Elixir. Yeah, we went, like, I did a bunch of unusual programming languages that aren't like your typical imperative programming, right? It was a functional, I mean, but Prologue isn't functional, right? Isn't Prologue, like, what do you call that, logical programming? Or, I don't know what you call it, straight programming? Declarative, okay. Yeah, but it was, like, covering a bunch of more, like, yeah, unusual programming paradigms. And so we only did Prologue for, like, less than a month. You can conceptualize it as functional. Interesting. Yeah, we only did it for, like, less than a month, so unfortunately I really don't remember much from it. But we made a few programs in it. Yeah, that's cool. Pattern language. Yeah, Julia has pattern matching too. I thought that was really cool. I liked using Julia from what I remember. Using Lisp-like and Haskell and stuff like that, I'm still not quite used to that. Alright, well, should I try to solve the puzzle? Yeah. Talking about programming is fun, but... Puzzles call. The puzzle is calling, and I need to solve it. I mean, yeah, it seems like, especially for senior positions, you have, like, several interviews, huh? I mean, for a lot of my jobs at college, they're just like, yeah, you can be hired, because basically just some person put in a good word for me that I worked for. 4 45-minute interviews. 3 hours of interviewing. Sheesh. Well, then again, 3 hours, I can do 3 hours of puzzles just fine. So, maybe it's not so bad. 3 hours feels like it would... I mean, it's not all at once, thankfully, huh? Okay, so how am I going to get a block up, right? So clearly I need some blocks at this level. If I had to guess, something needs to be lifted up. The question is, what? And how do I get this to lift anything up anyways? One way would be to drop a block there. But it's not going to lift it high enough. Another way would be to suspend a block over and then either step on it or push a block on. That certainly lifts it, but the question is, what is it going to be sitting on? Yeah, what would it be sitting on if I did this? Because I obviously can't just leave it on me. I have to have it on a block or something. The usual process is 1, talk to your non-technical recruiter. Yeah. BS your way through the resume with the principal ENG or CTO, eh? I think it's an ENG. Then basic basic technical screen. Solve the FizzBuzz problem, huh? How do you reverse a string? And then more difficult ones. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, if it's a company where a lot of people apply for, it's probably gonna be a longer process, right? Because they have more people to sort through. What would be interesting is if I could somehow lift a shape up and then push a block under this. Doesn't seem super likely, but it could be a thing. Like, what would the chances be that while I'm under it, I can basically, like, slip a block underneath? I think... I could see a way potentially you could do that, right? Maybe not. Yeah, I'm trying to think if that's possible, and it's not really looking like it. But it also seems like the only way to go forward. It's another one of those puzzles where I really don't feel like I have any clear paths forward. One way is to trigger this by pushing a block onto it. But of course then that means that I can't actually lift it up. I can put some blocks here and then say push a block here, but I won't be able to get out myself. It almost feels like this has to be it, right? Also, for these last few puzzles, if you guys have any ideas, feel free to share. This is a Backsitting Aloud stream, I think. This one goes the extra mile. You're getting a skeleton of a web server, and you have to design and implement the API's functionality and database. Okay. Interesting. So just kind of covering your bases with the web stuff, huh? Yeah, that sounds fair enough. I wonder how much stuff, like, nowadays is web. Like, pretty much everything's, like, web programming, right? Which, unfortunately, I'm not really as familiar with as I would like. Yeah, it's a big chunk of it, which is why I think I need to brush up on that before going out for my main interviews. So my brother has a place that he might want me to work. He might try to get me into after I graduate. But I need to refamiliarize myself with a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's what I think too, Carl. Like, especially considering a lot of, like, leak code, you could just cheat, right? Like, you could probably ask ChatGPT to solve a lot of those now. It's 2.5 hours. Ooh, that's pretty tight. And Nobo. Welcome, Nobo. Yeah, Carl suggested that I needed to have a good stream title to be able to do well, so that's what I did. You have 2 architecture interviews beforehand. You get a 1-hour break in fatigue. What is this game about? Yeah, so check this out, Novo. Honestly, this is a cool game. I definitely recommend it. So, as you see here, the blocks stick to each other. So it's basically a block pushing game, but the blocks stick to each other. And you got other mechanics like this plus thing down here, which creates a block when you step on it. And the goal was to get to that X. But yeah, it's called an Architect's Adventure. It's on Steam right now for like $8 or something. I definitely recommend it. I think this is actually a really good game. The blocks don't stick vertically, they would stick horizontally. So right now you can see the problem here I'm having is I need to get up here. I can walk up these stairs, but how do I get blocks higher? Because I can't like drag a block on top of another block. It doesn't work like that. The blocks just slide off each other. What I think needs to happen is maybe I need to step on this and like get this structure somehow stuck under something, or maybe stuck onto something. You know, I haven't tried that yet, have I? There's no way I can, like, link this up to this other thing, right? I don't think I have enough blocks. Almost. If I have 1 extra block, maybe. Like, if there's 1 extra block underneath you right now. But still, I guess that wouldn't really stick to it. Yeah, the Steam page has some slightly broken English, but no, I definitely recommend it, yeah. It seems like all my streams have been block pushing games lately. And it's funny as I'm going to have Parabox then, so it's going to be more block pushing games. Yay. Yeah, as I said, it just has some broken English. That's pretty much all that was noteworthy about it. I mean, other than that, the Steam page looked fine to me. What am I going to do? I really feel like the process is going to be somehow to slip a block under there, but how's that possible? Yep, there's still lockpick. One more lockpick stream. This better be the last one. I'd be surprised if... Yeah, and then maybe Celeste. I think probably, you could see, what are the problems, Steven's sausage roll? What? What do you mean? Like, does it look too similar to Steven's sausage roll or something? Ooh, wait a second. So, see, the problem here is I'd love to have a... Yeah, I mean, I think that's good. I think that's funny that it references Steven's sausage roll. So, like, one problem is I'd love to have a block here that I can push. And, like, let's say I had this, let's say I had, like, a piece stuck here, right? And then lift it up, and then I had a block I could push under it. Well, that's not going to work so nicely, considering it's just going to stick to this one. Oh, you see it? Cool. What's your hint/advice for this? I'm still... Make it upside down boat? Okay, let's try it. Maybe I'll see what you mean after I make that part of it. What's your definition of 99% in that game? Oh, Celeste. I'm guessing everything but the Goldens? If I had to guess. Yeah, Celeste is fun. I hope you agree, yeah. No, but I'm glad you check it out. It's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite game of all time. I mean, I put so many hours in that game. I just love it. So I'm definitely going to be playing that on stream at some point. Okay, so I have my upside down boat, but now what? Oh, everything but the Winged Golden and Moonberry. There's no way you're doing Chapter 9. Yeah, I know what you wanted to do, Shock. You wanted to put a block here to push under it. Yeah, that'd be great if it worked, but unfortunately it sticks to it, huh? So, no good. That's what I'm thinking, like, is that even possible to do? Is there even a single structure I can make that would allow me to, without dropping this by accident, push a block under it and get it stuck under there? I mean, the other possibility is that I need to, like, somehow jam this under here and, like, have it spring-loaded so that when I push it, it lifts up. I don't know if that's going to help at all, but that would be an interesting thing you could do, right? I'm noticing that I have this, like, part under here that I can stick stuff under. Yeah, there's no way you're doing Chapter 9 deathless, right, Nobo? That's just insane. That's the thing, I'm never doing that no matter how much I play this game. So yeah, I can, like, kind of spring-load this. Well, let's make it better shape. Let's make a more efficient shape. Like, let's say, like, a T, right? What if you push the block down and putting it below the boat, then push the boat up? Push the block down. See the... Maybe you'll have to describe what you're saying, because I'm not sure I understand. So I made... Let's just make my upside-down boat again. Sometimes the hard part is just making these shapes. Honestly, I feel like the controls are pretty good, so I don't really have any complaints about making these shapes at all. So you mean like this, right? Is this what you're talking about? See, the problem is now I'm stuck. Like, that'd be great if that worked. But unfortunately, I can't get back out of here. There's not, like, stairs I'm missing, I don't think. Like, I'm trapped down here now. Would be nice if that worked. But yeah, does spring loading anything help at all? Drop the boat? Like, down? Huh. Not exactly sure what you mean. But it is interesting. I don't think I've really tried too much with pushing a block onto here. Still. I'm still failing to see how that's going to help me, because I've already have to have a block on top of this. And it just doesn't seem possible. Right, like, the only way I see of getting a block to level 3 is to have a block suspended on top of the plus, right? I don't think I'm wrong about that part. That a block has to be suspended above the plus when the plus activates. Now, how to do the rest of it? That's debatable. But it seems like if I'm saying that that's the case, then the only way to... What if the block can't go up? Does it unstick? I mean, the blocks never unstick from each other, unfortunately. Once they're stuck together for good. Except not vertically, of course, right? What if the... Oh, so you mean, like, what if the block can't go up? I assume it just... I think it just sits there until it can, right? So that's what I'm saying, like, I could spring load this. And no, it doesn't go up. Because it can't. What's interesting, that's interesting, it didn't even trigger the plus at all, either. That's kind of curious. I thought a block would pop out when I leave. Yeah, I'm wondering if this is somehow helpful, right? Like, if I could somehow spring load this, and then, like, activate it. But no, that doesn't look like it works like that, either. Because it actually doesn't even pop up at all when I leave. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know. This was hard. I could take a look at another one. I've still got other puzzles to look at, but... I really want to try to make progress on this plus area. Make it L? Yeah, that's what I thought of too. You can, yeah, I can spring load it, but I'm just not seeing how that's helpful. Yeah, I can make this L, right? But now what? It'd be nice if I could somehow get a block down here and, like, sit it on there ahead of time. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, this would be great if I could somehow get a block on here. Because, yeah, now if I push, theoretically, if I push that L out of the way... Actually, will that even... I guess that won't even pop up anymore, will it? I wish I could even test that. I'm under the assumption now that actually... Drop the block first? Yeah, good luck with that, because now it's just going to activate early. Yeah, see, now it activates early. No good. You know, simple as it looks, it's pretty tricky. I'm still pretty convinced about stepping on it. That's still seeming like the only way. It's a step on it and then somehow get something under it. How could that be possible? I guess I shouldn't discount the possibility that I actually do push a block on here, right? If you drop the block and then remove the top... No, it only makes one. Once you use the plus, it's consumed. Let's see, is there a reason why this kind of thing won't work? Where I have this, and then this, right? Oh, something like this should work. Because, yeah, here's another way to lift things up, kind of. If I had something sitting on here, I guess it would lift it up. But the problem is it's going to stick, so maybe I was just overthinking it. Because it seems like a bit of a better approach. I shouldn't discount stuff like this. Right, because I don't... Okay, yeah. So I was wrong. I don't need a block suspended on top of the plus, because I think the plus will also... Yeah, it'll lift what it's stuck to. See, now the only problem is that I can't actually push the block onto the plus now from here. But maybe I could reorient this somehow. Vertical L. I don't know which way it's facing. See, if I could somehow... I definitely need to push it. If I'm doing it this way, I would need to push the block from here, which means that this top part, this space would need to be open. Of course, the problem with that is... Oh, that L, okay. So, sure, I can make that L. And that's funny, you found a thing for it, huh? Yeah, like you have to specify which way it's facing. But I assume, yeah, you mean like this? Now what? Where do I put this? Can't do it there. Maybe the boat was right. Well, that's not going to work with this plan either. So what's interesting is I could trigger it from here. Maybe that's what I should do, actually. Like... This is what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to trigger... now I'm trying to do is trigger this with the block. And then have something sitting on the block that will lift up. Now, the only problem is whatever I lift up has to connect this, and it has to not get in the way of me doing this. Can you just put one block above the plus? What if you lift it up and then put it in place? Well, I don't know how... I can't push something once it's lifted. It's not going to be too high. Okay, and then stack a block on top of that. Oh, see, if I do this, I can't drop a block onto the plus now. It sticks. So I can't have that space occupied either. Yeah. So that... It's like... Yeah, if I'm thinking... If, let's say we do it this way, right? That means this space is open and this space is open. So, where else could I put something? There's pretty much nowhere. Like, I can't, like, wrap it all the way around the top, could I? That's just ridiculous. I mean, what's the chances of that actually working? I don't have nearly enough blocks for that. Like, try to wrap something all the way around the top. Say, it's either that or go down to the bottom, right? And do it that way. But good luck doing that and still having space to push a block down. Might as well just put this block in place ahead of time. Like... What kind of shape would allow me to still push this down and would connect this exit? This kind of thing? Yeah, good luck getting that. See, this ceiling is actually getting in my way now. If the ceiling wasn't there, I think this would be easy. Because I could put, like, some kind of L here, right? And then extend it off of here, and then it lifts up. But that ceiling is actually getting in the way of that. Going around the top probably is... I don't think I have enough blocks for that. I need like 9 or something. Is there any other way I can... Is there any other... Yeah, there's no like... There's no pillars, so I can't make like a 3D shape. It has to be 2D. Yeah. If I go on the plus, I go back up. But that was seeming pretty impossible as well. That was my other approach I was thinking of. Like, I can't just push a block on the plus and then go up. I'm stuck. I could step on it myself, but now it's not going to lift anything. Yeah, this stupid ceiling. Like, let me show you what I want to do. What I'd want to do is this. Put that there, and then put some blocks here, right? But this isn't going to work because that ceiling's in the way. Also, wow, that's not even enough blocks. Well, I guess it would have been if it was a 3 across. Yeah, if only I could leave that space open. Yeah, they made a hard one with this. It's like, it won't go. Now, I'm also curious as to if I do this... Oh, it does trigger once you open it off. But like, what if I free this? I wonder if it'll pop up or if it'll stay down. Oh, it does! Wait, what? What just happened? That's it? Oh, right. So I do have to leave these spaces open, but I don't have to, yeah, that doesn't mean I can't use these tiles. Yeah, you spring-loaded this, so you do spring-load it. I thought that was going to be involved. Yeah, I solved it by accident. That's crazy. That is a good puzzle, but also very hard. Yeah, that is something. Wow. I was like, what happened? Right. You leave the spaces open at first, and then you reoccupy them by... Yeah, what I see as I say, like, this game has a lot of cool puzzles. Like, they're hard, but I still feel very satisfied when you get it. Alright, so I'd never seen this puzzle. Wait, what in the heck is this? Yoink. Yeet. Yeet. You just yeets you off. Yeet, yeet. Yep, so I guess the bottom one always triggers first and then the side one. No, actually, it's one space up. Never mind. Huh, I wonder what does happen if you trigger them both somehow at the same time. Don't touch the wall, huh? Alright, well, I've got to get 2 spaces high. So we got to make some kind of bridge here. Yeah, maybe there will never be that setup. Yeah, true. And I don't see how I can even do that in this puzzle either. I'm like triggering both pluses at once. That would basically require having a pillar, which I don't have. Okay, so obviously I'm going to need to lift something up to get it high enough. But whenever something tries to lift up, it's going to try to shove outwards. So that's not going to be helpful. I guess I need to get something that's going to get like jammed so it can't shove outwards? Maybe. Like a claw of some kind? Like I'm imagining like... this kind of shape that has some pieces here. Well, for one, so make a 3 long piece, right? So how am I going to lift that? Well, the naive way is just to do this, right? But now look, it just gets yeeted. It gets pushed sideways and now it's wrong. And I can't just add an extra block on the right here, obviously, because this wall's in the way. See, that's what, I think I need to make it so, I think I need to make some kind of shape that can't push down. Like, lift the 3 dot. I can't lift blocks. I don't have arms to be able to lift blocks up. You mean like lift the 3 block directly, don't use the 2? I don't see how that's going to do anything useful. Like, that doesn't give me the exit. Neither does this. Like, where's the rest of the bridge going to come from? I don't think you can, I don't think the shape can be pushed outwards. I think that's just a lose state. And I can't, like, trigger this plus ahead of time, either. I can't trigger, like, the horizontal plus ahead of time, I don't think. No. I could try. It's always going to be the bottom plus first, when I could tell. Yeah. I'm pretty convinced that I need to, like, put some extra blocks on the top to get it jammed. Let's see if I can try that. So, like, put some blocks here, put some blocks here... not quite like that. Let's do fewer. You got it. You sure you got it? We'll see. But let me try my idea, and then I'll see if you got it. So, like, if there's a hook up there, it'll just get jammed. And then, yeah, I think this is fine. Put that there, and then put the last two here. And then, yeah, see, it got stuck, so it can't get pushed. Was that your idea, Nobo? That was your idea? Nice. Yeah, exactly. You just get it jammed. It was pretty much the first idea I saw, so I'm glad it worked. Chain reaction. Ooh. So there's got to be some kind of like one thing triggers another thing, which triggers the third thing. Now this is one I could theoretically test to see what happens, right? Let's test it right now, in fact. I could test to see what happens if both of these trigger at once. There's probably like some kind of priority to it if I had to guess. Nope, not like that. You go there. I mean, maybe this is part of the puzzle. Could be. Like this priority system. Ah, okay. Well, the left one triggered first. Do I know why? Not necessarily. Let's see if I push from the top, does it make a difference? Probably not. Interesting, but that one triggers first. If I would have just put a block here that would have triggered the down one, would that have worked? No, because it's just going to drop when I step off of it anyways. So that's interesting. Whatever lifts up needs to be able to stay in place. How am I going to make that happen? Yep, a lot of this is planning out shapes. You want to try something? I mean, you could try to describe it to me. Sometimes describing stuff over chat is a little tricky. Yeah, you see it? Upside down boat? Okay, I know what that is. Boat. How did you hear about my boat term anyways? I guess because Shock said boat. What should I do with the upside down boat? I mean, I get you might want to like move it into there or something. You put it to the right, up the spring on the ground. Here? More right, okay. Here. You see a shape that'll work nice. Alright, let me try it for a bit, because I didn't even get a chance to really like try this before people already have ideas. So let me try to solve it myself, since I haven't even seen this puzzle yet. That's left? What do you mean that's left? Nope, okay. Alright, let me try to figure it out. Yeah, you might have a solution, but let me try to figure it out on my own first. So I haven't actually seen this puzzle yet. Okay, so I'm noticing that when I push this, kind of the boxer shape works nice. I guess I just need something that won't, why do I even need this top one at all? I'm actually kind of curious about that. Oh, I get why I need the top one, maybe. Because, if something pushes sideways, it's not going to be able to kind of... Well... Oh, I see. I probably need to slot something into here. I guess that makes sense. I probably need to make a shape that kind of slots in here. So, it'll push sideways, and then it'll push down, and it'll slot in. Okay. That sounds reasonable enough. That's the one way to hold your block up. Now, if I probably want these 5 tiles, or at least these 4. Now, what would the rest be? I wouldn't want to have, like, blocks on the bottom, probably, because those would just get stuck. Like, that kind of bend? Maybe. Let's see if my shape works. Not gonna be entirely sure. Tetris Z piece? I mean, it's gonna be... what I'm thinking of is, like, a big, long thing, so I'm not sure. You might be thinking of something else. I guess a Z piece probably would work too, though. I was thinking more of an L, but I think either one will be fine. Like, some of these have multiple. Is inefficient? Yeah, a little bit, huh? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have that top piece then. Yeah, I think I probably wasted a bit going too far up. So let's try to move it a bit farther down. It was 1 block short, but yeah, with making it slightly more efficient, I see if something like this will work. You'll go there. I like that you can like spam to go faster. And then, let's see. I probably just want to, like, extend this sideways. Probably putting a piece here. So that's maybe the Z piece you're thinking of. And then using the remaining 4 to touch the plus. I think this will work. Let's see. Yoink. Yep. Easy. Yeah, you saw the solution too. Nice, Carl. Yeah, that is what you thought. Nice. Good job. Easy puzzle. Easy puzzle. Alright, another one I haven't seen, so let me try it for a bit for myself. But obviously, yeah, if you see a solution, that's awesome. So, pillars. Oh yeah, let's show you what the pillars do, Nobo. So, brain off. Pillars, yep, you give up. Alright, I'm done, huh? So normal blocks only stick sideways, right? Well, the pillars only stick on the top and bottom. So you can make a 3D shape like this. So they stick on the top and the bottom of blocks. So, oh boy, now you can make a 3D shape with these pillars. Yeah, how am I filling these? That's gonna be weird. There's no, like, push sideways thing. That'd be mean if there was, like, a push sideways thing off screen you couldn't see due to the perspective, but no. I highly doubt that's the case. No, there isn't, Nobo, because I've already seen all the mechanics. But no, there actually isn't a block that sticks both. That would be interesting, but then again, who knows? The pillars do their job well enough at that, I guess. But there are a bunch of mechanics in this game, so it's nice to have a bit of variety. There is one, it's the ground. Well, the ground doesn't stick to anything. The ground is just the ground. It doesn't move, it doesn't push, it doesn't do nothing. Alright, how am I filling these two spaces in? The ground sticks to the ground. Well, maybe? I guess, if you want to think of it that way, that everything's stuck together for the ground. Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, so do you get pieces of floor that just float in the air? I actually don't know if we had that, Shrugs. Did we? Like in the third puzzle in the game. Interesting. I actually don't remember that there were like pieces of floor floating in the air. Huh. I'll have to go see that. Anyways, yeah, what do I want to fill these with? I could... Minecraft style? Now you're making me curious. Yeah, if there's actually floating blocks, because I literally don't remember any floating ground blocks. I feel like I would have remembered that, but you never know. I could try to shove the pillars up here, but I'm guessing that's not the play. I probably need to use these... There's 2 pillars. I probably need to make, like, 2 forks to, like... Yeah, I could check if I want. Why the heck not? It's easy enough to get back here. The third puzzle in the game. What would have been the third puzzle in the game? So, the first puzzle, I think, is just splice. I think this is the first puzzle, which is just a tutorial. Pullback, okay. Pullback. Yeah, look at that. There is a floating block. Huh. How about that? You're right. Oh, stepping stone is the first one? Oh, okay. What was stepping stone? Probably just like basic block pushing? Yeah. Push block into gap. Oh, wow. What a hard puzzle. Alright, back to the task at hand. Yeah, I guess you're right then. I certainly don't remember any other of those, but there might have been. The ground sticks to the air. Yeah. If you want to think of it that way, I guess that is true, huh? But it's pretty much a moot point, huh? It's just ground is still. It's basically the Baba equivalent, huh? Ground is stop and still. I guess it doesn't really have to be still, it's just not push, whereas everything else is push, huh? Block is push and stick. What is all 6 spaces around the ground are neither ground nor air? No, yeah. Am I going to play Baba? Yeah, I am going to play Baba eventually, Nobo. So, if you have some user levels you want to send me, go ahead and save those up, because I'm going to do a user level stream at some point. Probably playing a lot of Shrugs' levels, and then, yeah, we could play some of your levels, too. The ground just stops existing. Yeah, exactly, that would make any sense, huh? Alright. Actually solving the puzzle time. Yeah, only once I have enough user levels, because I already finished the game. So I am going to play it later, but obviously I have plenty of other games I want to play, too. What I'd like to do is, like, put a pillar in between, sandwich between 2 blocks to make, like, a long thing. Level packs. Oh, I could do that, actually. With the lifter, I can do that. So I can level packs. Now Carl started a trend. Well, like if you somehow surrounded a ground block with 6 other blocks in every direction. It's probably pretty unlikely to happen. Okay, I think I need to use this construct over here to do what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like put like a pokebit onto the pillar. Like this. And then if I can raise this up, I can like jam that in there. Yeah, because what's nice is, look at that. Now I actually do have a pillar sandwiched between 2 blocks. I wonder if I could assemble like these 2 pieces independently. Probably. So we assembled 1/2. I like our just like assembling things together. Yes, the pieces are coming together. The pieces are falling into place. You can't make level packs even though you're making levels for a level pack. Why can't you make any level packs? Oh, Switch version. Okay, yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, Nintendo, huh? Weird. I guess they just didn't want to implement the server functionality or whatever. Wait, no, what am I doing? Not like this. I want to put the 2 pieces side by side, and then what I want to do is... Wait, no, that's not going to work. What was I thinking again? Crap, this isn't going to work the way I thought. And there's New Adventures and Museum. That's good. It just doesn't have user-level submissions. That's too bad. Okay, great. I was kind of hoping I could somehow do both of these at once, but I'm actually not seeing how that's going to work now. How was I planning to do this? How? Oh, like that. Kind of? Right, like that. So really what I need to do is... Okay, how do I think about this? But I'm gonna need them like conjoined on the top in some way then, if I want to do it like this. I guess I could conjoin them on the top. Yeah, let's try that. I'm gonna try to conjoin these things on the top. Make like a fork. Unfortunately the pillars probably are in a bad spot. Ugh! Can't even see what's going on anymore. Okay, I have my fork. Ah, almost. It doesn't quite reach. These are gonna have to be one big shape. One of the reasons they're not available on Switch because it's a hold. That was your approach, huh? Walk diagonal, yeah, if only, huh? So, now what? Because I don't have enough blocks. It's not like lower on the ground either. Yeah, that was my approach too. This fork. I didn't think I was going to run out of blocks. Unfortunately, I did. I didn't really use the other pillar though, so I probably should have used that for something. But what? What would I use the other pillar for if not this? Because I guess technically I only needed one if I'm doing it this way. So what's the other one getting used for then? Am I like going over top of it? No, I don't think so. Unless I actually am. Doesn't seem super likely though. Like trying to go over top of the wall, like arching over it. Somehow I don't think that's it, but you never know. You can still do custom words. Unless, yeah, now I'm like Stellar Michelle. Unless, man, I miss Stellar Michelle. I hope she eventually comes back to Twitch. She was awesome to hang out with. This game doesn't have red herrings? No, it doesn't. There's never been a puzzle that has like an extra block or anything like that. Right? Yeah, it's never had a red herring, so I don't see why I would have one now. I'm probably supposed to use every block. But that's a heck of a lot of blocks. Like, if I'm trying to arch around this entire thing, like going around the outside, right? That would require 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks. And that's exactly how many I have. Like, I would have to use every single block, including pillars, to somehow make a U. And I think that's just impossible. So one thing I could potentially do maybe is like... No, and I can't like lift the pillars up and then shove them into the spots where the holes are, because they're just going to be stuck to whatever I try to lift them with. So it makes me wonder if, yeah, if it's maybe it's not one big shape. If it's not one big shape, then what could I even do? Because Arch, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Arch above the ground? Maybe. Maybe you really do, but of course that's going to be hard to get that arch high enough. Could be crazy. Like, that's a crazy structure to think of. Like, a block here, and then a block below it, and then, like, it arches above the, it somehow arches above the thing, and then gets to the other side. It's possible. Yeah, I guess you noticed that too, huh? There is like a sunset effect. Yeah, I think you were the other one to notice that right away. Making level packs available on Switch is harder than you might think. Even if you sort out the problem exporting, that might contain level files. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, like, what about just vanillas, right? But I guess that makes sense. Level packs don't work, but level... Yeah, how would you actually share the level packs? Because Baba Is You doesn't come with a built-in way of sharing level packs, does it? Yeah, you don't really have a file browser on your Switch, so I don't know how that's going to work. What kind of shape would this even be if I do want to arch over it? Like, sure, I can build an arch with these two pillars. Easy enough. Yeah, that's why it makes sense. Why? I guess now you say that. Like, I thought they just didn't allow custom levels in general, but of course they do. It's just they don't allow custom level packs. Because, yeah, they don't have a file browser, so... So, yeah, now the million-dollar question. How would I ever get this thing high enough? It would have to go, like, 2 more blocks up. That's not going to happen. It just can't go high enough. Which is why I'm inclined to think that arching over is not actually going to happen. I only get so much height in this puzzle. Send someone else to someone. Send them levels to someone who can do level packs and ask them to do the rest. Yeah, ask a PC player to reproduce the levels. I wonder how that would even work. Yeah, like, can you send... I guess, yeah, you could send levels to... You could send Switch levels to PC users, because you've done it to me before. Yeah, so you could just send a bunch of levels, I guess, send a bunch of level codes, have them download the levels, and then put them into a level pack for you if you really want. That'd be one way to do it. Alright, so what do I think the chances are that this is... not... Yeah, if it's not one shape, then how would I... There's not like a hole in the wall, is there? No, there isn't. I can't, like, go from behind, I don't think. Doubt it. I just don't have as many blocks as I would have liked. You have all the level codes, but you haven't really finished yet. Ah, okay. Yeah. Like, custom words with sprites, I don't think that's what... That just can't happen, huh? With trying to do Switch to PC, that's not... Well, I mean, you can't even do that on Switch anyways. I doubt you could make custom words. Like, how's that ever gonna work? But you could at least make the levels and then have someone else assemble them into a level pack. Huh. I only get one lift. And the highest level I'm getting... These pillars can come up, technically, but... It's not really super helpful. It's like the highest I can get anything to is level 3, I think. I'm not really seeing any way to get anything higher than that. Like, no higher than the wall itself, which means I can't get anything over the wall. How would I do this with two different shapes? You can just have... Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what you could do. Just use hidden text. That's what I would do. If you want to make custom words. But, of course, if you want to do custom sprites, then where are you going to get the sprites from? You can't do that. It would be kind of neat if the Baba editor allowed you to actually, like, export your sprites as well with the levels. There goes the sunset effect. Ah, the end of another big day of building. It feels like it has to be two different shapes, but... How am I going to manage like that? How am I going to manage with two different shapes? And then getting only one lift. It'd be nice if I could somehow find a way to lift two shapes up at once without sticking them together. But I'm not really seeing a way to do that either. Like, lifting up shapes without sticking them to each other? Like, what are the chances of that happening? Almost none, I think. It's either that or somehow... Hmm. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I could have the 3 tall shape itself can cover one of the holes if I make a 3 tall shape. Could I somehow have like a second 3 tall shape that I shove into the other spot? Or maybe a 2 tall that's just suspended on top of something? I don't know. This one's really hard. Mimic can expose the hidden text very easily? Yeah. I mean, you can't, like, make your own sprites, though, I assume, right? But if you want to make, like, special behavior for a certain word, you can. Alright, let's try this one. And get this ant off my screen. Get out of here, ant. What the heck? This one's called Jam, man. Look at that troll pillar. Like, get out of the way. What are you doing down there? It's not your hole, it's my hole. Alright, let's see if I can figure out how to get this thing out of here. It's funny, Shock's like, I'm out after seeing the pillars. Oh boy, Shock, you're gonna have to deal with the pillars anyway, so when you play the game. It's gonna happen one way or another, huh? So it's on your cue now. This is jam, but I actually don't see a way to, like, jam this up. Yeah, what? How am I going to use this to lift anything? Wow, this is an interesting one. You can edit the sprite's color and even yeah. Oh, but you can only use, like, the in-game sprites, I guess, huh? You can't, like, you can't make a word that doesn't exist. You could perpetually move it down Shock's queue, or I could lock it so you can't. Haha. Nah, that'd be annoying if you moved it down after I put it on there. What's interesting, yes, it's coming up, huh? We got a bridge coming up then, and then Architect's Adventure, and then Jelly is Sticky. So, lots of block games, huh? Yeah, how do I ever lift anything with this? Because, yeah, if I step on it myself, obviously there couldn't have been a block above it. If I push a block on top of it, there couldn't have been a block above it either. Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly. I think, yeah, I actually don't think I have enough points to lock. Plus, yeah, you're a nice guy. Yeah, that you are. I don't think, did Shock ever actually implement the, locking redeem? Because I actually haven't checked it in a while. Like, I don't know if the locking redeem is actually even in his Twitch yet. I guess, yeah, yeah, Shock is now they and she, huh? Which is cool. It's nice that Shock found their identity and is feeling more comfortable with themselves. How am I gonna trade it? Oh, they did. Nice. It's 100K. So nice. So it is in there. But yeah, I'm not really inclined to use it just yet. I said it'd be good timing. Right after I finish this game, now I could finally watch Shock play it. Yeah, this is a weird one. What? You just thought of something. Yeah. This is weird. Jam. How do I jam it? Playing I have the channel point. Definitely have a lot of channel points. Okay, you want me to test something? I'm also realizing this is highly annoying because I can't even get a block easily down here, which, oh well. I guess I can like this. Oh, on Baba, okay. You gotta test something out now. What the heck? Gotta say, these puzzles certainly find a way to baffle you. What? How do I jam it? I mean, it makes sense that you need to. It's almost like I need to trigger it, but in such a way that it doesn't actually pop. I mean, it's either that or... Baba priority, like... As I say, like, does anyone even fully understand how Baba works? Like, there's so much freaking priority for everything. Like, sometimes even an experienced player might not know what's going to happen, yeah, with when to do a certain thing. But I mean, at least, like, I think Shrugs explained a lot of it to me. Yeah, you've broken it once or twice, yeah. Shrugs explained a lot of the layering system to me, so now I definitely understand Baba's priority a lot more. Here's an idea. Make a ceiling. And then what? Great, I make a... Weak just deletes defeat? Oh, yeah, like, it's not even feeling defeat if it's weak? Yeah, exactly, like, it completely just erases the rule entirely. Oh, like, it's not even... It's treated as it doesn't even exist? Yeah, it just stops, that's funny. So you're not feeling defeat if you're weak for whatever reason. Yeah, I think I remember seeing a level based on that like, had that jank involved. What is this? It's gonna break 80, yeah, so why even bother checking it, huh? Unless feeling is involved, and now, yeah, you made a level with that, that's why. Yeah, the weird janky interaction. Now, what would be great is if I could somehow drop, like, 2 stacked blocks on top of this thing at once. You don't think it'll stop? Oh, okay, so it doesn't work that way with feeling. But the feet will just stop working? So, like, you could become you. So you could be like, Baba is you if Baba is defeated and weak, and you'll be able to walk around? Oh, okay. I don't quite understand what you mean then. And somehow I'm doubting I'm actually going to solve these puzzles today. Because these are darn hard. This one just makes no sense to me. What creative thing am I not thinking of? How could I jam anything with this? There's nothing I could jam like below, right? I could stick something to the pillar, but yeah, how do I lift anything? If you stand on an object that is defeat and weak, it will break. But if the object spawns on you, it won't break and won't defeat you. Oh. Right. So it just stops checking for the overlap case, I guess. Unless I wait a turn, okay. Huh, I wonder why if you wait a turn, then it happens, huh? I guess it's just like the order of checking things? Maybe. Yeah, that does seem like a weird weird priority jank. That's funny. I don't want to give up on this puzzle, but what do I do? Nothing really seems to make sense at the moment with me. It's like I need something sticking down. If I had a pillar, that'd be great. What do you do if Baba feeling not hot is melt? What does that mean? I mean, maybe it just means you won't be able to melt him at all? I mean, I guess unless you have a... Yeah. It just sounds like that... I guess if you had another melt rule, you could melt him. Really? Isn't that... I don't thought... Is that how not works? I thought feeling not means that you don't have the hot roll. Is that not how how not works with feeling? You don't think the text will actually light up? Maybe. Oh, okay. That's the first word. Baba not feeling hot. Okay. Right, yeah. Okay, conditions. Yeah, conditions are Baba not feeling hot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's a condition, not a verb. What else could I do here? I could, like, have something suspended and then... Ah, there's an idea. Maybe what I need to do is, like, suspend something here. Such that if I push this, it will drop. I could push, whatever I push here drops down whatever's suspended, and so it drops down at the same time. That might work, actually. But of course, whatever's lifting up has to lift the pillar too. So how's that gonna work? Yeah, because it'll be on that level. Okay, here's an idea. Yeah. If I could somehow get this to where this is like suspended on something, so when I push it up. Let's try these three. Text just didn't light up. Weird, so maybe it doesn't work like that. I remember being disappointed when you couldn't, you can't use, I think you can't use, like, lonely in the middle of a sentence. Like, it just seemed like you can't do, like, Baba and lonely key or something, and it won't work. I can? It wasn't working for me. Maybe it was something else. Or maybe it was not lonely. I could have sworn that you, couldn't do, like, Baba and lonely key. It, like, wouldn't work. I was trying that with, like, the big rule puzzle I was making. Okay, so this would have worked, except it's the wrong shape. So make it L instead. Not lonely, not Baba, is you. Yeah, but I mean, that's using that's using lonely in the front of a sentence, right? But like, what if you want to use like Baba on lonely key or Baba and lonely key? It seems like if for some reason if you put lonely not at the front of the sentence, it just doesn't work. At least that's what it was. I swear it was doing that to me. Okay, so put that there, and then do this, and then put that there. Sheesh, what the heck? That was so weird. Yeah, but I mean, you could do like Baba on not lonely key, right? But yeah, Baba on lonely key doesn't make any sense. But yeah, lonely wasn't working with and, I don't think, which was somewhat disappointing. Wow, that was a weird puzzle. Oh, I'm back at the map. Yeah. Other languages. Yeah, maybe. Not was a weird word. Man, this one was something. You have to freaking push it out of the way and then fall with the block on top of you. That's gonna like cause issues when I do a solver. Yeah, real languages, yeah. Suppress. Alright, we got a little slot here that we can stick something in probably. So here, the way these orange things works obviously is that once it becomes unoccupied, after you step on it, and then make it unoccupied, it'll pop up. And there's a block. Nice. Alright, what's this? I probably want to, like, sneak some blocks through that slot for whatever reason. Why would I want to do that? I could probably guess why, actually. What I'm imagining is, like, the block structure, like, slipping through here, having a bit sticking down that's pushing a block, that's pushing a 2 block sideways that it can sink. Yeah, you can't say on and above rock. You could say on rock and above rock, yeah. I think I remember trying that at one point, yeah. So, notably, I can do this. This isn't quite what I want, though. But it would have been nice if I could have, like, a thing that I could kind of stick through this. Oh, yeah, I can, actually. That will, like, kind of push this along, and then I could sink that. But I also realized there's this plus here. Why? Oh, right, the plus is... how would I whip out that plus, actually? That's interesting. That's weird. Yeah, I realize that doesn't make sense. Whatever's pushing is just going to trigger the plus anyways. Not Baba, not on, not rock. What, you can actually do that? Not Baba, not on, not rock. Oh boy, it's not you. How many... In Dutch, there is such a thing as the opposite of the word not. Like... So, like, there's a word for, like, is, but an extra word where not would have gone that says something that is true, basically. Huh. That's funny. Is certainly is definitely. I don't know. That's... Huh. Yes. Huh. I wonder when you'd use that word instead of, like, just saying blank is blank. Unless you're supposed to, like, always use that in the case where that's like a true or false thing. Well, I could certainly make some kind of thing with this pillar like this. But why is that helpful? And I could slide through here, but why would I want to do that? How is this helpful in any regard? I guess if anything, I could prevent this plus from triggering. That's funny. The plus doesn't even go at all if I step off of it. Oh, if I just push some blocks through here, I think I'm good. Yeah, I think that's all it is. And now I just push a 2 block through here, and because of the plus is being blocked, it won't trigger. Okay, so I need to push a block out. Push this over and make a thingy. You out of the way. Not there, there. Make a thingy to block the plus. I shouldn't have put those together yet. You mostly use in the context of not. So, like, if you thought something not... Yeah, but it actually was, yeah. This is actually this. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's almost similar to the word actually in that sense. There we go. Easy. Just block the plus. Cool. Alright. That puts our total at... There's only 5 puzzles left. That's 5 puzzles in 1 hour. Not seeming super... But unfortunately, there's still trophies left. So I'm probably not going to be able to get the rest of those. This stream. You mostly using the content... I feel like the blocks should be horizontal pillars. I mean, that would look just kind of weird, I think. Yeah, the good stream title. Yeah, you're right, Carl. I just did need a good stream title. Horizontal pillars? That would look kind of weird. I think block looks a bit cleaner. Yeah, it doesn't take super long to get used to the fact that the blocks don't stick it. Yeah, Automod. Automod literally thought that the term 14 words was bad. Because of the 14 bad words or something? There are 14 bad words that you should never say. Remember that SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob learns to swear? That was one of my favorite ones. Don't you mean there's only 7? Not if you're a sailor. Yeah, like, what? Look, so you could say the word Nazi in chat, but you can't say the word 14 words. Automod makes no sense. What am I even looking at here? Yep, Automod, am I right? Just random stuff. Now this stream's gonna get demonetized because I said that word. Not that it was monetized in the first place, huh? Demonetized. This is a weird little thing. I have to sneak in here. Sneak into the little tiny toilet. So, I just need something to make something that won't push upwards. Can I actually pull it off? Ceiling time. Yeah, I guess I need to build a ceiling. Yeah, I'm only 5 followers away. I appreciate everyone who's followed. Missroy followed. Akinor followed. Yeah, I'm getting so close. I just need 5 more followers. Maybe it'll happen. But then again, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to graduate, so I don't know how that's... Completely impossible? Yep. Every puzzle has an answer, as Layton says, right? Here's an approach, Carl. I think what if I curl this around underneath? Oh, you're so agitated today. You seem like you're having a good day to begin with. Or you're just saying, like, in general, you're doing well, but maybe today is somewhat of an agitation day. Yeah, you're having a great day, just in a weird mood, I guess, right now, huh? Yeah, so, Carl, what if... You're just very excitable? Yeah, maybe. So what if I could somehow curl this group... Hormones, yeah, hormones would be... If I could curl this group underneath the lip of the toilet... It's literally a toilet, like, come on. If I could curl it around the lip of the toilet, that would stop it from pushing up. Of course, easier said than done, huh? Well, Yeah, how would I curl something under that? It doesn't exactly seem easy, does it? For one, how am I going to shove a... Okay, let's just start with a 2 block. I need at least 2 of these. Yeah, these last few puzzles have been cool. I'm not going to get all the trophies, but I might be able to solve all the puzzles at the very least. Because I'll just end up lifting them up, right? I'll just end up lifting them up instead of... It needs to not push upwards. So I need to put some blocks on that won't push up, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking is I need to curl a group around the lip. Because that's the only spot I see that, yeah, because I obviously can't use the exit spot because I need to walk there. That's the only other spot I could see that prevents something from pushing upwards. Interesting. And the only problem is it's kind of spaced wrong. I kind of like the pillar to be on the left block. How's that even going to make sense? I'm pretty sure there's some way to make like a 3 tall structure here. So here's a 3 tall structure, right? Now, if I could get a block under there that can kind of curl underneath it, that'd be great. How would I pull that off? I would need to be able to like push this inwards. Which, I mean, I could do with like some other block maybe. Yeah, but it's going to be too low. Has to be it though, right? I can't do it from the bottom, I don't think. It's hard to tell from the perspective, but I'm pretty sure this is a flat wall here, yeah. Out of curiosity, what is down here? Oh, I can't really walk in there anyways. There's got to be a way to do that. Okay, one way I could do it is just attach a handle that I could use to like push it in one space. That would work. Now the question is, how am I going to get this pillar stuck to the right position? Can I like put it under maybe? Unlikely. Hey, it's a sunset again. I like these colors. So now what I'd really like to do is to be able to get this darn pillar onto that left block instead of this one. It's not the block I want. I want the other one. Because, yeah, I can just, like, put some blocks up here, and then I can attach a handle that I can use to push it in one space. I still have a lot of blocks, but then again, I don't think it's really as many as I think it is. Yeah, see, I can do this, and I can move that around easily. Now, if only I could get a block to curl under there. Yeah, the only way to get a block on top of a block with this is to drop a block off and then drop the pillar onto it. It's the only way. I guess I could do it down here? Maybe. Maybe this will work. How about we build it down here? And then I'll, like, push it to the left and then up. Hey, this might work. What's the shape gonna look like then? Probably gonna want a bit. If I add one more block, I could use the top wall. The top wall? I wonder what you mean by that. Like, I would love to be able to use, like, the underside of this, but yeah, obviously if I use the underside of that, I'm just blocking my exit. Okay, that's something. Hey, I think this might do it. Almost. Well, that sucks. Okay, let's do that, but better. Like down here? Nope. Come on, that's so close. This is almost it. Okay, where did I waste the move? Probably here somewhere. It has to come up. That seems like totally the best spot to build it though, right? Oh, like the only one on the level that's 2 blocks tall and long, huh? Yeah, but I mean, how would I use that, right? Like, I'm not sure what you mean by how would one more block help me use this wall? Like, I don't know exactly what you mean though this would actually help. Like, I know you're referring to that wall, but how? How would that help at all? Make like a zigzag? No, I think I'm still wasting space. I only have enough to go 4 blocks over now, and that's exactly the distance I need. So I only get 1 space of verticality. I could do a C shape around it. I mean, what's gonna stop me? Where's it gonna get jammed at though? Like, where's it gonna get stuck? Yeah, exactly. That doesn't make any sense either. And I assume that, like, the back of this is blocked. I can't really tell, but I assume you can't, like, go in the back of this. Probably not. There's probably a wall there behind it. I could probably turn the camera, but I'm not gonna bother. I only get one space of verticality, so that's not good. So maybe this isn't gonna work like this then. Where else could I have assembled it, though? Like, where else could I have possibly gotten a block underneath this? Like, this is no good. Because how am I going to get a block under there now? Yeah, I'm running into an assembly issue. I just can't seem to actually build the shape that I want with the space that I have. This seemed like the most promising by far. The problem with this is not being able to push it up was just the only problem with this. If I had one more block, this would work. Yeah, this time would actually work with just one more block. Because, yeah, I just can't push it up from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2... Yeah. Doing it from the other side is just, it's just symmetrical, so doing it from the other side is not going to help either. Once I push it one space to the left, I'm going to need 4 blocks to join it sideways. Try anything, yeah. So we need 4 blocks to join it sideways. Wait, isn't this fine? Why did I have trouble with this earlier? Isn't this gonna work? Like, oops. Great, I fell in. Whoops, I fell into the toilet. That's not a pleasant experience, that's for sure. Yeah, now I'm actually confused as to why my original thing didn't work. Was this being dumb when I was building it? Won't this just work? Yeah, just put that there. Yeah, there we go. There's no block under it, that's why. Of course. There's no freaking block under it now. Of course that's why it won't work. Yeah, I was wondering if I was stupid too. Like, am I dumb? I mean, let's be fair. I've definitely been dumb quite a... Yep, that's why. I didn't put a block under there and I completely forgot. Classic. Like, I have so few blocks, I really don't see how... Okay, wait a second. Here's a plan. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, you were right. It was pretty funny. I see how to build it now. I think I need to... I think, you know, there's been a puzzle like this before. I think Shock helped me with a puzzle similar to this. I think what I need to do is actually stick this pillar underneath, like, a long bit, and then drop that on top of it. So, isn't that... Can I just do that now? But I do need to have a... Yeah, I have like a long bit like this. See, that does it. Now it's just that I can't move it. That's okay. I could have just done that in the middle. Heck, why not just do it on the correct horizontal, vertical position anyway? So what's the setup here? I'm trying to get a shape that curls around the bottom of this, of the lip of this thing. Yeah, there's a single plus tile. So the only way I see to do it is basically to like curl a shape around the lip and then hang it over the plus so I can walk in. I'm just having trouble actually building that said shape. But I think I found a new way to do it, which I think is just like this. Yeah, because you had something similar to this where you were just like, oh, just put the long piece there. Okay, well, that almost worked. Except now I actually get stuck. Crap. But yeah, like you had something where like you build a piece like this, and then you drop it on top of it. I was thinking that might be a better way to build this. Because the hard part is getting it to like curl under here. Yeah, that's not going to work the way it is. I mean, I guess I could have dropped it down, pushed it sideways, and then like pushed it up and down. Hey, that might work actually. Let's try that. So we're going to build, I'm going to build this. Yeah, I think that's probably it then. Build it lower, yeah. And then, I don't like getting a block trapped, but I don't need to trap a block. I can just put it there. Yeah, because I can drop this. I mean, if I didn't shock that I wasn't seeing any way to actually get this pillar at the right spot, right? Oh crap. Well, like that, but move this down. But there, I guess. Yeah, because I mean, I guess I could have maybe put the now. I could have built the 2x1 now, I guess, and then put it in. But yeah, it seems like I have to make a long piece like this to be able to actually assemble this correctly. And now I can make a handle to slide it in. Okay, not there. You think that's so obvious? Yeah, like, this is the problem I kept having, right? Like, obviously doing it like this just won't work, right? Because now I can't get the pillar out far enough. I mean, sure, I guess it is true. I didn't need to, like, build the 2x1 right away. I could have just, like, let it sit around somewhere. Like, do that, I guess. I guess I could have the 2x1 separately. Why I need the extra space? I just have the extra space in order to curl it around, right? Because how am I going to curl it around otherwise? Like, how am I going to get this 2 slid underneath that lip? That's what I'm trying to do, is slide the 2 underneath the lip. That's why I put the 2 in the water. Oh, because I needed to not push upwards, right? Because I can't just, like, stick a line above this, because I'm just going to end up pushing up with my head, and then I'm stuck. So I'm curling it under so that the shape can't be pushed upwards. This seems like the only spot you can prevent something from being lifted up, basically. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. Now, the funny part with this is that my handle is actually blocking it. We'll just put the handle farther over. Duh. There we go. Yay, yeah, so check it out. Because it's curled underneath the bottom of the lip, I can walk right through. That's a sneaky little thing. You really gotta, like, curl it around. And that puts me at 4 puzzles left. Yep, the toilet. It was literally a toilet. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Alright, the toilet puzzle's done. That just leaves 4 more regular puzzles left to solve. Oh boy, I know there's some conveyor belt ones, which I'm not super looking forward to, but I'll try my best. Oh, that's funny. The puzzle over here is just gone now. You need to take... Yeah, good idea, huh? Yeah, go ahead and take a walk, get some fresh air before stream today, huh? You know, I wish I could do that too. It's just not very nice out where I'm at right now. Yep, and 8 more trophies. I'll probably have 1 more stream where I get the trophies, yeah, and then I'll end it there for this game. It'll probably be like a shorter stream. Like I don't really want to do like half a stream on one game and half of another. So if there's a stream where I just end up finishing early, I'll just end early. Like I don't want to have to try to fiddle with a setup, get it going, and then like barely get into a game and have to stop. Like I feel like I'm not gonna make. I don't feel like compelled to make all my streams 3 hours, especially considering I had like that 4.5 hour stream of Lockpick that one time. All right, this piece of crap. This puzzle had made no sense to me. Because, so this, you sent out a link to the REPL you'll be using tonight. I forget what that term means now. It sounds familiar. Oh, okay. It's like a language playground where you can like test stuff out and things. That's nice. Yeah, so the obvious approach here, right, is just to fill in all the gaps with these blocks. Read eval print. Yeah, there we go. Read eval print loop. Yep. So it's like a That's just a basic thing where you can throw in commands and have them immediately evaluate to see what happens, huh? So, the one problem I've seen with the obvious approach is, what am I going to do about this stupid pillar? Because if I try to slide in the block across here, it'll just stick to the pillar and it won't go. Let's say I send the blocks through first and then send the pillar in last. The pillar will stick to the block rather than sliding across. And once the pillar's stuck to the block, there's no unsticking it. So, what the heck? That makes me think that maybe that's not the right approach and I need to do something else? But how is that possible? Like, do I need to make some kind of thing that, like, slides across, basically? Like, do I need to make a boat? Do I need to actually make a boat this time? And have it, like, slide, have it, like, be pushed by the conveyor belts to the exit? Maybe. Because I don't see how just bridging across is working. Yeah, like, I could try to make a boat of some kind. Yeah, is it finally boat time? It might be. I don't think I've really actually made a proper boat in this game yet. Like, I've made moving structures that move me, but it wasn't in the water. Maybe it's actually boat time. We're sailing away. I don't know what it is about boats that fascinates us so, huh? I don't know, just the relaxing feeling of gliding across the water. Feeling just frictionless, huh? Yeah, I think it might be boat time. The only problem is I have to make sure that whatever... So I can try to make a boat like this, right? Yeah. We gotta build the... How do I build the best boat? Ah, get out of the way, pillar. You're in my way. Yeah, the pillar's the captain? I mean, it basically will be. That's what's funny, is you say that, but it actually... You actually say that half joking, I'm sure, but it actually is kind of the case. Like, the pillar is basically what's going to be the engine of the boat that drives it along. Well, I guess the arrows are the engine. The pillar is the captain that leads it along. Ugh, I'm going to try building said boat, though. Just trying to build an L. How hard is that? Whatever. I'll just leave the pillar off for now. So I can have this. I can have that. And I can have this. And look, it's a boat. If I was standing on said boat, that'd be great. But of course, that's not the best boat because it doesn't actually slide all the way. I guess I don't need all those blocks, right? I just need one, really, 2 spaces outwards. Like, really, all I technically need is this block. I mean, I don't know if that's the approach, but the normal approach just seems totally impossible. Like, if I had an extra sideways block, maybe that would have worked. Yeah, I need something that's going to slide across. It would have to be at least 2 blocks across. And like 1 block tall. But I don't really get much to work with, do I? Like, that'll slide all the way to the end. Then it'd be great if I could somehow be standing on something when that's happening. Like a block that's in front of it. Where would I even be standing, though, to make this work? I wonder. Yeah, I keep pushing it back in. It's fun to watch it go. I'm sorry. Okay, I need to visualize this, though. Is this actually going to work? How with so few blocks am I ever going to get this to happen? Like, that's the only thing that makes any sense to me in this puzzle. Because I really don't see a way of just filling in all these gaps. So I'm missing something. Because I don't see a way to get the pillar to play nice with the rest of the blocks. They're just going to be fighting with each other, sticking to each other. There's no way to, like, carry a pillar on my head or something. That'd be kind of funny, though. You can't, like, lift objects on your head and carry them around like that. If only. Just wear these blocks like a hat or something and then just drop them in. But no. You know what's curious, actually? Could I make, like, a little scooter that I can scoot around on? Like, let's say there was a pillar on this, right? Crap, I moved it. I can make, like, some kind of scooter. I thought I made a proper boat, but yeah, imagine if this was sliding. That would slide pretty far. Add a third block for good measure to make sure it sinks properly. Like if I could make this scooter start moving while I'm standing on it, then that would be great. No, like this isn't gonna work. Scooter. Now, if I could actually be standing on that, that'd be great. But how could I? Yeah, I don't know why I haven't really tried many approaches like this. It seems like a good idea. I guess the pillar could be one space over as well, and that would be fine. Yeah, something like this. Yet, how do I trigger it so that I'm standing on it when it happens? Because I can't push things that I'm standing on like this. It won't let me. Heck, if anything, the pillar could be on this side. But yeah, that's not going to work, right? Like, I don't think this is going to be valid. But I certainly could try. Like, I can't put a block here and that'll magically allow me to push this. Nope, still doesn't work. Ah, I need to set it going. How do I start this thing going? I guess what I could do is like drop a piece onto the arrows while I'm standing on it. Maybe. Yeah, so let's say I could somehow like drop a 2x. Or a 1x2. No, not that way actually. It would be the other way. Let's say... No, not like that. Let's say I were standing on the block below this, and I pushed to the left. That would start it going. So let's say there were a block here, here. I guess I don't even need two. I just need one. I just need one block here to start it going. Hey, I think that's it actually. So we'll put a pillar here to keep me going. Whee! And of course now the problem is it won't sink. Whoops. It's a little too big of a train. With something like this, right? That's funny. Now it's too big. That's a little bit unfortunate. Is there some way I could make it 2 wide instead of 1? Like 2 spaces wide? Where would I be standing when I push this? Okay, sure, I could make like a 2x. I'd be standing on the tile below this, but it's still not going to work. Yeah, something like this. I think I need to make some kind of train. I don't think I can slide along the bottom. I think I'll just fall in the hole. So I think I do need to be sliding on a block. Let me look at that again. Was there something else I could have done to change this? So that it will, like, fall in? Choo-choo! All aboard! How do I get you to fall in? Well, it's not quite a boat, but a train is cool, too. Yeah, this isn't gonna work, obviously. I want it to be... Is there something I could, like, push down and trigger it? That'd be nice. Can I, like... Yeah, what else could I do with this? How else would I trigger this while standing on it? I'm really seeing another way, to be honest. So it's having a block there and then pushing it off. It's just leaving me the same solution again, so something's not quite right here. I mean, I could have the pillar there, I guess, but... I need the pillar to push me. I guess I don't, actually. I guess I could have a block on top of the pillar and do it that way. I don't know if that's any meaningfully different than what I did, but... I can technically have this. If it's stuck to it, I guess. Like, let's say I had... Crap. Now I screwed it. Reset. Let's say I have this, right? Technically, it doesn't have to be the pillar that pushes me. It just has to be something that's attached to it. So, like, this group could somehow push a group that has the pillar on it. I don't think that's likely, though. But I really like having this 3x thing here. I like the just soft little splish sound as it does as it falls in. Yeah, you know what'd be funny now is if I could somehow, like that's one way to send 3 blocks across, but trying to fill in the others isn't an easy task. You know, that's something I really haven't thought of. Is, I guess if I somehow send, like I guess I don't technically have to send the, blocks all, like, in order right to left. I could send 3 in now. If I could somehow send 2 more through and then the pillar, then that technically would get around the sticking issue. Maybe that's what I need to do. Because the train doesn't seem to work, sadly. As cool as it was. But, like, I can easily send 3 blocks to here, right? Which is what's going to happen with the rest. And also, I'm curious. What happens if I shove a pillar here? No, that's not what exactly we wanted to do. What I wanted to do is, like, see if the pillar would fall in as it's going. I'm pretty sure it will. Whee! There it goes. Is there some way I could make this work? Like, sitting them in one at a... It seems like I can't fill this space in no matter what, because I won't be able to get that pillar. It'd be so nice if I could somehow get the pillar to the far end. Is that possible in some way? I don't think so. I don't think it'd be possible to get it all the way to the far end. You actually see it? Okay. Does it have to do with filling in all these gaps, Shrugs, or is it a vehicle instead? Like, I'm guessing... Okay, actually, I can test this. I'm guessing if something's, like, pushing across, the pillar will still fall as it goes. Yeah, see, that's not... That's not what I wanted. Okay, so there's some way to fill these gaps. Okay. So we just need to be creative with this. How on earth? Yeah, see, you probably ran into the same issue I did. The problem is, yeah, this stupid pillar just sticks to anything you put into it. So I could send the first 3 blocks across, but what do I do with the rest? Maybe there's some creative way I can use the remaining ones after sending 3 through. And also, yeah, how many did I need to make a train? I think I needed at least 3 and then another block to push. Like, I mean, unless you make a train and put some blocks through. Doesn't seem likely, though. Seems like I need at least everything but 1. I ended with 1 extra block with the train. I don't see how 1 extra block's necessarily going to help. Yeah, I don't see how 1 block's going to help me here at all. Choo-choo. I like the train, though. It's got like a little smokestack in the back. I am so baffled by this. But there's almost no puzzles left. Just become Jesus and walk through water? Oh, I can't jump. Yeah. That's the problem with that strategy. It was a good thought, but yeah. One little issue with that technique, huh? Does sending a 2 through help at all? Whee! Probably not. Oh, how I'd love to be able to get that pillar out. But how can I get the pillar to anywhere else besides just sinking into the first slot? And if I can't do that, then how do I get the other blocks across? I can't, like, split the blocks up as they're going. It's just 2, like, single gaps that are the biggest issue. Jumping is on a whole other level. Yeah, maybe that's a bit much, huh? Jumping on water, huh? And then landing without falling through. Yep. I mean, if I could, yeah, it won't let me, I can't jump into the water. If I could, then maybe the Jesus strat would work, but no. Sadly, I can't jump into the water in the first place, so. Oh well, I have to think of a different idea, I guess. Here's a thought, actually. Can I have these 3 and a pillar, like, pushing something else in? No, right. No pillars allowed. I would love to, like, push an extra block in somehow. I'm failing to see how to get like a 1 block any farther than the first gap. When you put the leftmost block in the group of the arrow, and then jump onto it, I can't though. It's once something's onto the arrow, you have to let the arrows play out completely before you do anything. Like I can't move right now. Yeah. So no, like there's no like timing things involved. Let's put it that way. That's how the game's designed. I still like the idea of a vehicle, because the 1 block thing is still seeming completely impossible. Yeah, no, yeah, it's not turn-based. You actually have to let it play out completely before you're allowed to make your next move. I like the sound it makes. What if I could have done a choo-choo train, like, not there, but somewhere else? Like, could I be riding across here? Of course, that would really make it a boat then, wouldn't it? Just trying to make some kind of darn vehicle now. I don't know if that's what the play is, but nothing else makes sense to me. I've been stuck on this one so many times. What if you actually just feel every hole? Alright, well... Oh, fill every hole. Feel every hole? I don't know about that. Yeah, feel every hole. Okay, well, feeling the holes didn't work. I think I already tried that. Filling the holes, oh, that'd be great if you could. But there's a slight problem with this, right? Like, let's say I try to just put all these blocks down here. Like, you're there, you're there, you're there. Like, let's just say we have this, right? That worked great. That did not. And now it's stuck. And no matter what, if I try to slide something with the pillar attached, the pillar's just going to stick to there, and now it can't go anywhere. Because it's stuck. Darn stuck thing. Yep. That's why this puzzle's hard, is because of that darn pillar that isn't a block. If it was a block, that would be so much more convenient. This one's mean. Now I'm just trying to like cheese it, huh? Sometimes I can tell if I'm cheesing it or if I'm actually on the right track with some of this. And now I'm still trying to think on making a vehicle. Because I'm still at the point where nothing else makes sense. At the same time, making a vehicle doesn't make a whole lot of sense either based on what I'm seeing. Like I could try to push something off and then let it fall on. Like if I try to make some darn boat or something. I could try to get like a 2-bind, so I'll push that on, but how am I even going to get that to work? Yeah, it's not going to work the way I want. I can't be standing on it when that's happening. Make some silly boat. That's too bad that the train I made was too wide. It's too thick to be able to make it. Whee! Nope. Jeez, I don't know. But my eyes are starting to get strained from staring at this puzzle, so I'm going to a different one. Screw it. If anything, that can be saved for the next stream. There's the end. Alright, do I dare try this one again? I'm sure you guys remember this puzzle, right? Or at least Shrugs probably does. The force field of power. I try to push it. I can't push anything against it. It'll just blow it back. Yeah, and check this out, Nobo. You'll notice that this exit, look how the exit is white, right? The exit is actually attached to a block. So, I probably need to stick something to the exit and pull it back. Yeah, this one. I remember I was just completely at a loss for this, so maybe I'll be inspired to see something this time. Yep. I need to stick something to that block, I think, and pull it back. So, I probably need to dodge that force field, right? Like, I don't want to... Obviously, you can't, like, shove something against it. I can make something that's similar to this. Like, I can do all sorts of stuff with this pillar. Flag is pull. Yeah, it's flag is pull. Exactly, you got it. Now, yeah. That's a good way to think of it. I mean, you don't necessarily have to pull it, but that seems like the most likely approach, right? If it's sticky, that seems like they'd make you want to, you're ready to push or pull it in some way. I mean, yeah, you almost certainly pull it, because if you stick a block to it, it's going to be stuck to it. Obviously. That's what sticking means. Now, I was never able to find a good way to get, like, blocks onto this pillar in the way I wanted, because of the stupid wall in the back. Like, I was never really able to make the shape I wanted. It seems kind of hard to make a shape that extends to the right, so that isn't great. What is there? Is there some way I can make a shape that extends to the right? That I'm not thinking of. Because if it's not that, then what could it possibly be? Either way, I think I need to, like, go over the force field. And then maybe, like, drop something down onto it? That could be the case. Like, let's say I could suspend a long piece, like, reaching out to the exit, but suspended one space above the force field. Then I somehow drop it down, it falls down, and then gets pulled to the left and pulls the exit with it. That would be a strategy. I don't know if I've tried that yet. Of course, trying to even get a long piece at that level is going to be tricky. Like, well, we certainly have a long piece, but it's got that bit sticking down that I don't want. Yeah, you thought about that last time. There's no way to, like, raise stuff up. I said that know how work. I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but I mean, maybe I guess I must have been misunderstanding what you're saying then. I mean, I just couldn't get it to, I couldn't even figure out how to get a long piece suspended over this, right? Because this is stupid things in the way. Could I, like, somehow move this out? Oh, I haven't thought about making a 3 tall, but I don't think it's going to be helpful. Like, sure, I can try to move this out farther. It's not getting far enough. And then, like, getting it down, I don't think it's going to happen. How do I... It's this darn thing here. Like, this is the best I can do when it comes to getting this piece extending this direction. Like, it still doesn't... That's not even close to reaching. That's just another way to build this that I'm not thinking of. How? Up and down. No, I don't think that's it. Whoa, wait a second. What? Wait just a minute. What just happened there? I gotta see that again. Just screw these for now. I want to see that again. How did I do that exactly? Like this? No, that doesn't. It wasn't really. I thought that was significant, but it doesn't look like it was. I was like, I thought for a second I got to extend more in the other direction. No, I want to extend to the right. Now I want to see that again. What exactly happened? The shock says, hold the phone. I don't think that really helped me, though. No, it's still going the wrong direction. Yeah, that's like going... It's like extending the wrong direction. It's extending left and down. That's not what I want. I want it to extend the other way. Like, I could try to suspend it there. If I could... Let's say I had a block underneath that pillar. Sure. Nope. Sheesh. These puzzles. I was doing well, but that's because it's all the puzzles I wasn't stuck on. Now I'm on the puzzles I was stuck on. Which means scary times have come. Is there some way I can... Maybe that's just not it, but... If I weren't extending it to the right, what else am I doing? If the pillar actually does have to be on the right side of the group, how's that going to be good at all? Yeah, it seems pretty impossible. Like the toilet one, you said that, but it made sense, huh? It does not use the pillar? Huh. I mean, some of these puzzles have had cheese before, so you could, I mean, it could end up working. Having the pillar stuck on the right side, I just don't see any way that's going to help. There's no way to, like... Is there some way to, like, block myself so that I can't, it can't push backwards? Wait a second, is that a thing? I'm thinking, like, is there some way to like, make it so there's something behind me so that it won't, shove me backwards? Is there some way to, like, push against the force field? I wonder. If you build a shape that starts in the square 2 squares to the left of the bottom arrow, and goes down like 2 squares to the left. I mean, like going, yeah, like curling around. I think I tried that, but I don't think there was actually a way to get that in there. Is that even the right total of blocks? That would require 10 blocks, which is exactly what I have. But yeah, the question is, how do I actually get that in there at the right position? And plus, yeah, if I started from here, I think that's too many blocks, right? Because then I'm using... From here? Because from here, Shrugs, right? From here, Shrugs, isn't that, Okay, so you're saying, like, having it go across the force field. But, like, if it can't, like, go across the arrows, right? If it doesn't go across the arrows, it's going to be... 11 blocks at this point. But I see what you're saying, like, down, right 5, up 4. Already 30,000 deaths? Holy cow. Grinding away. So yeah, this is great and all, but how do I actually get it to this position, right? How do I get it there when the force field is going to be pushing against me at every attempt? I'm not sure exactly, yeah, how you would want me to get that shape to this position. Yeah, that's the problem. This force field is... I mean, if I could do that, I could just go straight for the exit. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if there's some way to, like, push against the force field. To, like, make it so that a block falls and then, like, locks me into place. Does that even make sense? Like, is there any kind of structure that would allow that? Like, let's say... Boy, this is hard to imagine. I kind of imagining a structure where these blocks are falling and stopping me from getting pushed back. It seems kind of far-fetched, but just as good as anything else I've tried in this puzzle. I have not made any progress on this in a long time. Let's see if I can conceptualize what that would even look like if I wanted to do that. So I'd obviously have a bunch of blocks. So what I want is, by pushing up, I want some blocks like back here to stop it from pushing backwards. No, that doesn't make any sense, actually. Yeah, it's just going to stick to it. I mean, unless there's a pillar there, I guess. I'm just thinking of, like, silly stuff now. I had that. Theoretically, I could have something stuck to this. I wonder what the order of operations is. It might not work the way I think. But, like, if I had a group here, I could, like, let's say I had a hook sticking out. Huh, actually, I might be able to test this. This is going to be funny if it actually does work the way I think it does. Make 2. Make 2, please. Whatever, I'll just make fine. I'll just push them one at a time. This isn't used in a puzzle. I think it would be cool if it was. Yeah. Look at that. If it was longer. Like, hey, I could almost push against the force field. Like, it is technically pushing against the force field right now. That's actually close to working, though. Look at that. Isn't that close to working? Like, if it was down farther, let's say. I'm only one space away from getting this hook to actually grab that. What if this actually worked? Just one block short, so maybe I should try this. And I have one more block, so it should work. Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, I need to do this a bit better. I need to extend the hook in this direction. I don't know if it particularly matters how I arrange this. But it needs to, like, extend out here. Yeah, look at that. It's stuck, so it's... Look at that. I grabbed the exit. What in the heck? I can't believe that actually worked. That's just hard to conceptualize, so I just used the pillar as a way to stop the blocks from sticking, so that it just, like, jammed against it. Wow, so you actually do push against the force field. Pushing against the grain, huh? Wow, what a puzzle that was. That truly was a solution, wasn't it? Sigh, 5 more minutes and I have 3 more puzzles, but they're ones I'm stuck on. What was I stuck on over here? This jazz that didn't make any sense. That one conveyor belt jazz that doesn't make any sense. And whatever this was. Oh yeah, this one. Well, might as well take one more last minute look. Actually, you know what? Are there any more trophies I can get? I kind of want to try something different. What the heck did I build over here? Just some monstrous thing of blocks. I kind of want to try something different, like getting a trophy. That one I'm missing a block for. This one I'm missing a block for. Yeah, 5 more minutes. That's what I said. I want to try something new. It's not a puzzle I've been stuck on, preferably. I already tried that trophy and got stuck. Oh, never mind. Yeah, okay, you're right. I guess that was only 2 hours. Really? Yeah, it's only been 2 hours? Dang. Okay, never mind. I guess I have plenty of time then. Yeah, I just got a little bit mixed up, I guess. Alright, 1 more hour to beat 3 puzzles. Oh, can I do it? Maybe. I'm so shocked about that force field one. That one was insane. I noticed that quite a few people have 100% of this game, so, I mean, I guess with enough determination, people figure it out. But like, geez, some of these are just evil. Like, I can't believe some yeah, surely I'll beat 3 puzzles in 1 hour. Yeah, we'll see about that. You'll probably be gone by the time I even finish, because it'll be freaking forever. This stupid puzzle. So I think I've already reasoned with myself that I need the pillar over here, right? Because, I mean, without that pillar, I'm not, like, getting these blocks off at all. And I'm not getting a block up to this level 2 here. So I'm almost certain I need the pillar over there. And, of course, if I do have the pillar over there, I have to be very careful not to stick it. Like, if I stick it to some block above the water, it will, just get to the point where I can't move it anymore. Like, if this pillar ever falls down or gets above the water, I don't see how I'm ever positioning it correctly now. Because it's not going to get back on the land, and if I reset, it's just going to fall. And then it's stuck forever. So I'm pretty convinced that the pillar does, in fact, have to come across this catwalk. I can get it most of the way, but I can't seem to get it around this last bend. Because I can get it to here easy enough, but how do I get it up? That's the problem I've never been able to solve yet. Like, is there something I can push with? Is there something I can sink to be able to push it myself? I don't think sticking it to a block is going to be any good. Doubt it. Sticking a block above it seems totally useless. If anything, I could try to push it with another block, maybe. Well, I guess I might as well start out with the with getting it to a good position. Yeah, we got these reset blocks now. I don't know if you hear Novo, but yeah, as you could probably tell, you can reset them back to position anytime you want by hitting that button. Now, how to get this stupid pillar up there? It'd be great if I could sink 2 blocks below here. You know, one thing that's interesting is that I can, actually make this shape. I can, as I was saying, I can make this shape. I can actually sink that there. It technically would give you a point to push up if I could get to the other side. Yeah, that's a big if I can get to the other side. Because I can come around here and do it. Could I have made like a downwards L, actually? Like this kind of L. Downwards L, they're both downwards. Like this kind of L? Was there a problem with this? No, there wasn't. Oh, actually I know what the problem was. I think it would have swept the pillar off. But isn't that interesting? I can actually get that there. Yeah, I think that was the problem with this, is it would have swept the pillar off as I was pushing it. which isn't what I want, obviously. But if I can get that there, if now I could somehow get that there. Yeah, I don't want to like sweep it off by accident. But I really like that shape. Somewhere I could hide the pillar? I doubt it. I don't think like bringing it with me is going to help at all. Huh. It's actually rather curious, though. Yeah, could I bring that with me? As I'm pushing something? Like, use it to push some blocks? I don't know about that. You darn blocks. I could get, like, over top. Yeah, not quite what I wanted. Like, I'd want to, like, curl some blocks around it like this. I like the little sounds it makes when the blocks push around. Like, it would be great if I could, like, curl something around it like this. Somehow work with this. No, well, not like that. The other way around. The other L that was sunk on the other side. Yeah, if I could have the pillar here and an L there, that'd be great. I could just push this over and then go. If I could somehow get the pillar in behind the L. But I don't see how that's gonna work. Like, that'd be great if from here I could push it right. And then sink that down. That would certainly work. It's not gonna work like this. If this pillar was here... I mean, it's just not it then. I don't even know what to, like... what approach to even start taking with this. This is definitely very problematic. One interesting thing I noticed that I can do is, like, actually bridge across here. And come around the opposite side. What I tried to do was put a 2 down at the bottom, but how am I going to do that from here? I can't push down. It certainly would be great if I could do that. What is with deal with these blocks? I can't even interact with those at all until I get that pillar over here. I just really want one here and one here. That's all I really want. Oh, see if my brain can keep going for this amount of time. It's fine. I can't even get that there. I'm trying to put this here and this here. You can technically get a thing here. I don't think that's really helpful though. Not particularly. What do you want from me, pillar? What do you want from me? I really want that there. Down, at very least here. Seems like a good spot for it. It's at least down now. So I don't need to worry about not being able to push it left. It's now I can push it left, I just can't push it up. Up, up. What's going to go up? Is there some shape that I can... like attach something to and then push it up that way? Is there some shape that we'll be able to push it up that like hooks around underneath it? Not that I see. don't know. What do you want? Yeah, I really can't stick it on any of these blocks, can I? Not that I could tell. Can't stick it on any of these blocks or else I lose. So there's just some sneaky way to get that down. So there's some sneaky way to get a 2 thing down there. Some blocks here. This will at least allow me to push a 2 across. There's a block here. Oh crap. Nope, don't reset the whole thing. I always forget to do that. I just wanted to reset those. So one thing I could do is... if I had a block in the water right now, I might be able to slide this over a little farther. I don't think it's still quite going to do it. Like, sure, this does allow me to get it, kind of get it at the right horizontal position. And it does have a space above it. I'm just on the wrong side now. Yeah, I'm just at the wrong side. Side. If I had to block here instead, I don't think that would have helped. Nope. Can't somehow sneak an L underneath it, can I? I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any ideas for this, as I sure don't. It's pretty difficult. How would I ever get this up? I was thinking a 4-piece would be nice, but I can't get that down there without sweeping this off. Yep, into the water it goes. Swept off. Don't want to sweep it off, that's the problem. Well, I guess I'd say I don't put the pillar in yet, and then I put that down there. And I don't think I can get to the left. Nope, not good. Not gonna work. Okay, well here's something interesting I didn't do yet. Don't know if it helps at all, but... thanks for the reset thing. I can push it sideways like this, technically. Yep. I can push something sideways like that, for what that's worth. Let me see how that's gonna get me up, but... yeah, up. How do we get up? Z won't work and L won't work. With only 4 blocks, how am I getting up? More luck with the golem puzzles, huh? These last 3 are so hard. I'm trying this a bit more and then I'm going for those darn trophies. Something I could push that would somehow sink it all? I can push it without having to sink anything. Too wide. Some blocks underneath. No, it doesn't seem to work. An L that curls underneath it. And then somehow push that up. Does it seem like there's enough room? I'm really out of ideas besides to just sink some blocks down under here to be able to make a path. Yeah, if only I could just make the blocks face to the pillar. Yeah, block. Come on, blocks. Why can't you just face to the pillar? That'd be convenient. Out of curiosity, what's this gonna do? Now I have them all stuck in here. Do you think thinking out loud impacts your solving ability? I mean, maybe. I think it's usually a positive thing, right? Usually they say that thinking out loud, I think it's supposed to, like, help you solve things better. I guess. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not. It could probably depend on the person, right? Like, often I'll end up solving things just, like, without even, not even playing the game. I'll just be, like, thinking about the puzzle off stream. And then often I'll see a solution that way. But yeah, I've heard that often vocalizing it, like, I don't know if you've heard of the rubber ducky thing with programming, but there's this thing where basically if you explain your problem to a rubber ducky, it'll just help you just basically figure out the solution yourself just by you just vocalizing it out. Yeah, Pillar, why can't these things be phantom? Just phase through things. That would certainly be nice. That would make this way more convenient, wouldn't it? Pillar is phantom. No, that's not how it works. Huh, here's something interesting. I think it's probably just what I did before, but I do think it's funny that you can actually get this pretty far, couldn't you? You can get it all the way to there, in fact. Before it falls in, of course, but you can actually get this thing pretty darn far just on its own. Yeah. Air above water. Air above water is block. Yeah, that would certainly do it, huh? Yeah, above, huh? Yeah, try to make this in Baba. Yeah, good luck with that. I wonder if making jelly sticky in Baba would actually be feasible, or if that'd just be too difficult. Just thought, do I actually need that pillar to be on the water? I'm just trying to think of something crazy. Yeah, I probably do need this pillar to be above the water level, I would imagine. Because otherwise, how am I interacting with these? I couldn't get the sticking to work. Yeah, maybe. Getting a sticky mechanics is pretty much impossible to implement. Yeah, I don't even see how that would work. I guess, like... Oh, really? You think you see something for this? It's another one of these issues with... It'd be nice if we could find some way to prevent the pillar from sticking to something, but I don't have a way to do that. Oh, gave up to the technical difficulties? Wow, interesting, really. That obviously doesn't work. Actually, never mind, don't. Alright. Well, neither do I, so I'm doing something else. Alright, so, what's left to do in this game? I could try to attempt that trophy again. What's with this one? I noticed there's a trophy up here. I haven't even tried to get that. How much time do I have? 3 puzzles, and there's quite a few trophies left to get. Look at this one up here. Grab. I guess grab is like the sideways thing, huh? Trying to think what would sticky look like? You'd have to, like, detect the person's moving direction. Then you'd have to, have, like, everything nudge, I guess? I mean, I guess you'd have to do, like, some kind of connectedness detection, right? Like, if you do some kind of connectedness detection and then use, like, nudge or whatever, maybe you could get stickiness to work. I don't know. It could be pretty difficult to do, huh? Yeah, but working sideways. So kind of like this, huh? It's like, they grab onto each other, yeah, as it goes sideways. I kind of want to see how to get this trophy up here. This one that's on high level. Let's see here. Now the question is, if I steal a block, which one goes on top of what? Let's try to figure that out. I'm going to steal a block from here and see what happens. So we steal a block. Now we're going to reset. So which block ended up on top of what? Is the bottom block the one from this zone or the one from the other zone? How hard to test. Try not to stick it. Whatever. Okay, yeah, so which one came from what zone? Okay, so I'm gonna move the bottom one. Let's see where it ends up. Okay, let's try to move this out of the way so I can actually see. So we're gonna move this over there. Let's see what happens. Nothing stacks. Okay, so I'm guessing the bottom one is actually the one from the other zone. Okay, so I mean that seems like it could be good, maybe. I'm actually high enough now. I just don't have enough stacked things. I'm not gonna get any more. I was like, I can actually stack things 3 tall, I think. Whoops, that's not exactly where I wanted to go. I want to get this thing. I wonder if it's... What does this trophy relate to? This area or the other one? That's funny, I can even go up here. How would I ever get up there? Thing is push and pull and grab, yeah. But that's probably the hard part, huh? Is getting grab to work. How would I get you up there? I wonder if I could steal a pillar from anywhere. That would be kind of nice. It doesn't look like there's too many stealable blocks, though. I'm trying too many places I can actually steal blocks from. Just basically these main 2 areas. I can make some kind of bridge. Well, maybe I can actually. Wait a second. Whoa, this is going to be weird. You kind of did a stick me Tana Kababa? Really? Interesting. Okay, so here's a thought with this. So, one thing that's interesting is, yeah, I can actually get up here and push blocks. Yeah, I'm still going. I guess it's only been 2 hours, yeah. I usually end at 6:30 my time, so which would be about an hour from now. But my brain, I'm still going, but I don't know if my brain's still going. You've calmed down? That's good. Yeah, my brain, unfortunately, has not really been going, but that's because I've got all the... Yeah. Maybe it's because I was feeling tired, and so, like, well, it must be the end of the stream. No, it's just my brain getting tired. But, like, this is interesting, right? At this level, I could technically push blocks at this level. Isn't that curious? Ah, I wish I didn't do that. Okay, so check this out. Aha! If I get a block up here, I could try to get a bunch of blocks up here, actually. And I wonder if I can, like, assemble them into something. I could certainly try. Yeah, I could certainly try to assemble them into something. I need to remember to hit the actual reset button and not the key. Alright, time to steal blocks. Here we go. It's meta time. Let's steal some blocks. We got a heck of a lot of blocks to steal. Yeah, I could steal all of these. I'll steal you, and you. And I guess these other 3, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but I'll as well bring them anyways. Yeah, but I need to know what shape I want to do them in. So if I do this, now I have a bunch of blocks at that level. I could technically try to, like, assemble them into some ridiculous shape. Like, I could try to build stuff with them. Try to build stuff with these darn blocks. Well, I could build something I could actually get to the exit with. Yeah, nothing like a calm, relaxing walk, huh, to help ease the nerves. Now, if only... Technically, I can... Oh, well, that's funny. That's what happens if it's on the ground, eh? It has to actually have a block underneath it to be able to work like that. Oh, look, it is not connected vertically. There's the puzzle title you were talking about, huh? It is not connected vertically. Nice puzzle title name. What I was trying to do is teleport. Now I can get up here. Still not quite at the point of being able to get to the exit. Yeah, nice puzzle title, huh? Oh, I do have more blocks where these came from. So maybe I'll try to use them sneakily. Yeah, I noticed that the block on the bottom is the one that's part of this group. But unfortunately, let's try to bring those other blocks in. Don't know what exactly got to do with them yet. Oh, here's a 3. Make a total mess out of everything. Alright, can I work with this at all? Almost. Hey, that almost actually is almost good. It's just like one thing was short of working. Yeah, if I get this block off somehow and get it stuck to these two, that would actually be really good. Wouldn't it? It's easier said than done. That's so close to working. I'm just one space away from getting over there. Just one space. But I'd want like a block here and a block here. I don't know if I can really pull it off easily. Maybe with a reset? Ah, crap. One of those is from this. Okay, that's fine. Let's see if I can somehow arrange these better. Put you there. You there. Maybe. Ooh, that's not exactly what I had in mind. I kind of want to put this... You know, I have other blocks to steal. What if I just borrow one of these? Yeah, I'll just borrow one of these. Nah, maybe I can't. It's like 4 blocks away, so I guess I can't really. Darn it. It was a thought. I guess I can't actually take any of these. These meta puzzles are certainly something else. Now, if only I could have, like, shifted this over. Steal from the next area? I mean, can I? Can I steal one from here? Maybe. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, you're right, Shrugs. I can actually steal one from here. Yeah, I think that'll help. Yeah, I guess I'll just bridge here. just gathering up so many blocks. Alright, we'll take you... Like, I can't really get this to the position I want, but I could if I sink it. Could I, actually? I should just stick it to something and try to do it like that. I can actually steal 2 from here. Even more blocks. The more the merrier, right? So what I really want is to be able to, like, get something around here. I want to get a block here. So maybe I really should have bridged over here instead. That might be easier, honestly, because this doesn't seem like it's going to be very convenient. I think what I'm actually going to do instead is... I don't need to undo all that. What I'm actually going to do, I think, is just bridge across this. It's going to use one more block, but at least it does get the blocks at the spot where I want them to be. This does give me an ability to put a block where I want it. This one's still kind of stuck, though, but oh well. I want to block up there, actually. You can... When did you get stuck to the side? That's not good. That's not good. When did you get stuck over there? I think I see a role for this block that I can do. Maybe. I think I, like, totally borked this, and I'm just trying to, like, salvage an already screwed up situation. Probably the case, but I don't want to give up on it yet. Heaven knows I've gotten so many near solutions that I decided to give up on at the last minute. Okay, that's not quite the role I had in mind. Yeah, I know one block fell, but at least I can, get over here now. And kind of finagle this around. Nope, don't go in there. I'm trying to get that trophy. Yeah, no, but I'm trying to get the trophy. Ah, crap. So you see that there's a trophy up there. See it up on the upper left? I'm trying to get to there. So I almost have it. I just need one more block. Because look, I can get here, but now I'm just one block short of making it. Of course, I think I already lost that opportunity. You know, I'm probably just going to start this over, but at least now I know I can get more blocks. I can get a block from there. Yeah, I think I need to just start over because I already screwed it. So I have 3 stacked blocks here. I'm trying to save all of them. Would be nice if I could, like, push everything onto the right. Everything onto the... Yeah, but see, the blocks slide off, and then it's going to fall. But, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, right? Like, I'm trying to get blocks under it so they won't fall like that. Hey, this might work. The bonus area? This is looking too far away. Over here, maybe? No, it's 4 blocks away, so I don't think so. Also noticing that I have 2 blocks stuck here, which isn't great. Can I reset that now? No, that's a bad idea. I lost one of my stacks. And this isn't perfect, but I think I can salvage this if I do it right. See, now if I could get a block over there, that would actually be really good. I'm going to reset these. Yeah, I know I already wasted several, unfortunately. But I don't want to have to redo the entire stacking business. So I might have to. I already wasted too many blocks. I don't know, I could just try to reuse this one several times. That just sounds stupid. Well, we're doing it the dumb way, I guess. So I'm noticing that... Yeah, can I even move any of these right now in any good way? Yeah, I'd love to have a block up here. That certainly would be nice. Nope, don't go in that. I'm going to keep going in the lowest by accident. No, stop it. There. Okay, maybe that'll help. So now at least I can push this down without it falling off. Yep, this is the dumb way for sure. Oh, this is for sure the dumb way. But I can repeat that. Oh, what situation did that cause over there? Nothing bad. Oh, in fact, I got an extra... What did I do with this one random block? I know saying I have 2 now, and I don't know where the second one was originally. I think it was just stuck in the water doing nothing. Yeah, this is definitely the dumb way, but maybe I'll make it work. Okay. Actually, I don't think I need that. Isn't this just gonna work now? Yeah, there we go. I didn't even need that block. Hey, finally! Shiny! I got myself a trophy. Hooray. Well, that was certainly an adventure and a half. I wonder where the rest are. There's one in this trap area. Should I try to get that one again? This was the one this one I really had no idea with. But we have these orange traps, as you can see, that pop up when you step off of them. I wonder if it'd be something like get on the wall, but I think I already decided that's not going to happen, right? There's no stealing blocks this time. This area is a pretty good choke point. There's nothing's getting through there. This entire area is pretty well isolated from everything else. So I don't think there's any cheese with that. I think we're just going to have to figure out, use our noggin and get to that trophy the normal way. Now, one thing to note about this is that if I walk through, I can actually escape easily enough. And in fact, if I escape on a trap, it won't pop back up, which is funny. So I'm trying to think if there's some way I can abuse that property. Another thing I've noticed, I can even get on the wall. Nope, not like that. That was a fun level motorcycle. I could actually kind of get on the wall. I don't know if it helps at all. I can get on the wall. I don't know if that's helpful. Still, what do I do? So over here I've got a 3 blocks worth of water, and then extra little bit. I've got 5 blocks total. Just trying to push an L through didn't work. Like what I wanted to do is just push a block through on its own. But then we end up with All these obstructions in the way that prevent me from, like, easily getting anything else through. Yeah, that'd be great, but now what? Where am I? What 4 blocks am I going to push, and how am I going to push them? You don't see why? Well, okay. Well, what arrangement should I try then? Should I put them in? Like, should I make a shape? Should I do them one at a time? What are you recommending? Push the top one down and then push the group of 3 left. You mean like this? I mean, that's not... I don't see how this is gonna help from here. So how do I get it up? Yeah, take a look at this arrangement over here. Here's what's going on this spot. Unless you mean just like through here. Yeah, great. And now I can't push it this way. Yeah, it's not so... Yeah, it's not as simple as it would first appear, huh? Like, yeah, I can't put it there either. pH. What is pH? Oh, you see it? Good job, because I sure don't. Yeah, give me some advice. Okay, how about... Should I send a 1 block through first? Is that the first step? Oh, a 2 vertical? Really? A 2 vertical? A 2 vertical. That would have been interesting. Huh. I wonder why a 2 vertical would be beneficial here. Oh, yeah, the blocks trigger the trap too. Fortunately. Right, yeah, because I guess you hadn't seen a lot of these. Yep, so the blocks do in fact trigger the traps as well. Yeah, that's fun. That's interesting though. I don't think I've really thought of using 2 blocks here. I wonder if that'd be helpful for some reason. I mean, maybe. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of, it's sweeping out 2 rows, which really isn't good. Like, that's really going to restrict what I can do, so it's probably not going to be great. I like how it's like, when you see a solution to the puzzle, it's like, I see it, like we're actually visibly seeing it. Yeah, and then push it across the top. That makes sense, yeah. Push them down the center lane, and then it only triggers the middle. But yep, even the blocks will set them off, too. Yeah, if the blocks didn't set them off, like what I'm thinking is, what I've been trying to do as a solution is put 1 block here and then make some kind of like 4 shape. Oh, now you see it. Okay, wow, that was quick. All right, what do you got for me? Single on top. This is fun. We gotta like do this with chat. Okay, push the right block up to make this L. And then where do I push it in from? Here? Nope, you didn't see it, did you? If only I could get onto it now. Yeah, you know what would be great is if I could somehow, like, get around this now. Yeah, almost, but these stupid traps make everything hard, don't they? So what happened here? It's just that it was 1 space too far over. You know, it'd be nice if I could somehow have left this top trap unoccupied, but I don't know how I would have done that. Like, it'd be... Make it a T? I could try. I think I've, like, tried every shape. Yeah, you know, it'd be nice if I could somehow push this block without setting this off. But I don't think that's a thing. Like a down T, I'm guessing? Okay, well, I think I already screwed it. Well, maybe not. Okay, down T. Nah, I'm pretty sure I definitely screwed it. Alright, let's try making the T first then, so I don't mess it up. Come on, make the down T, please. Please. Like that, there we go. Okay, so top block still? Okay. And then from here? Well, there's... Yeah, now what? Fortunately, now I can't push it left. Yep, this really isn't so simple, is it? Somehow this puzzle manages to... Yeah, great. Now I'm gonna make you stressed again with this puzzle. Well, at least you can get to... You don't have to worry about this for a good while, huh? You're not stressed? That's good. You burned off some energy. Good. I've certainly got a headache, but I'm still gonna persist. Yeah, like if I could just leave one space unoccupied, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, the hormones got you struggling. Right, because yeah, you're on those hormones now, huh? Yeah, I don't see any way to get that block in the water without Trick setting this off. I can't, like, hit this. I can't, like, push and then hit space while I'm pushing and to leave or something. I can't cheese it like that. And again, it doesn't look like there's any stealing blocks. I feel like I've tried, like, every shape. Like, every... Yeah, extra sensitive, Tim. Dang. Everything's very intense right now. Well, hopefully that'll calm down eventually, huh? You know what I'm noticing? Like, is it just me or do the trophies have, like, a pink glow? Well, I guess they do have a glow. But I think it's just the background lighting. I thought, like, they was lighting the entire thing in, like, a pure purple hue. And I think that's just the... Yeah. But I'm looking like the wall's even purple, too. I thought that was... I wonder if that's just, like, the ambient lighting or if the trophy is actually glowing the entire wall purple. Yeah, there's just weird lighting going on with this wall below us right now. Like, now it looks brown, and now it looks like purple. Oh, I like purple. I feel like I've tried every single pentomino that'll... Or I guess not pentomino. I feel like I've tried every tetromino that'll fit through here. Like, I don't see how... Yeah, like, I'm just trying to say, from here, is there any useful techniques whatsoever? Yeah, push it down the middle just seems like a total fail. Yeah, I don't think getting on top of the wall is going to help. Because I need like 2 blocks to even do that, which is not going to be enough to do anything at the end. Huh. Though, no, never mind. I was like, should I be trying to push from on top of the wall? Probably not. Like, I feel like I've tried every tetromino I can think of. Like, a down T from pushed from every possible position doesn't seem to work. And by symmetry, I don't think pushing it down the bottom is going to be... Well, no, the pushing it down the bottom could be different because of the trophy's position. Try an L. Try a 3 across. If I have a 3 across, how am I pushing it? It's just me, or I've basically tried every possibility with this. Let's see how this is going to help at all. I could technically push up from here. Yeah. Yeah, like, see, it might be time to do something clever, huh? Okay, well, for one, I didn't push this far enough. I would want it to be like there, but now that's not going to work. Okay, this didn't really improve things, but it did leave a hole here, as funny as that is. Let's see if I can, like, reset my position to have these blocks at a better starting configuration. There we go. Now the blocks will have a better start. I just start experimenting and see if I can do something silly with teleporting at all. that I can really tell. Like, I don't have to bring the shape in all at once, if that's gonna help me at all. Oh, I wonder if this will work, actually. No, unfortunately not. It's no good. Shoot down the middle, I don't think would have done anything. So now, yeah, I can't even sink it anyways. It's like I just did. I always want 2 blocks to be on the same row. That's so difficult to do, though. It's like so difficult to do. Like it's so difficult to get any 2 blocks to be on the same row at all. Like nothing wants to get on that row. Yeah, I can hit reset and reset everything. That's always nice. Like, more it's just like the position of this is never in anywhere helpful. This thing is never at a helpful spot, no matter what I seem to do. Oh, I love this if you had to get this to the top row. But no. Just gonna set that off. I don't know if I'm trying to get too sneaky with this or what. I don't think this is gonna help at all. As funny as it is. I don't know, I haven't tried too many where I pushed like I pushed 3 groups of blocks in. I think I tried too many with that. I don't know if that's just pretty much equivalent to just what I was doing anyways. Yeah. And to visualize, what is my end state gonna look like? What kinds of things would work? Anything just where I can push across the middle row. To push across the middle row, I must have a shape that I can get onto a block that's in the middle row. That shape can't have... Yeah, like it has to have the ability to push to the middle row. So it can't have any, like, parts that are too far over. Like, I would need to be able to push it down. And, yeah, see, that's not going to work if I do it that way. I would need to be able to, like, push it down from here, which also doesn't make any sense. I do have enough to sink 2 blocks. I do have enough to sink 2 separate blocks. Is that helpful at all? Crap, well, not like that. Ooh, this might do it. Push that through, and then push it up. Whoa, make a little loop. Yeah. Yeah, it really, so it was doing several groups. I thought I think I was right. I'm pretty sure I did try every tetromino. Yeah, that was hard to see. The tetrominos were just not working. Yep, make a little loop. I wonder if I could have put them, like, anywhere else, or if it had to be at the top and the bottom. How about that? There's that trophy earned. Oh man, it'll be fun to see you do these puzzles, Shock. I am looking forward to your playthrough of this game. Top and bottom is forced? Yeah, maybe. Like, it'll be cool to see, like, how you reason through these. And just, I think the solutions themselves are just satisfying, too. So I'm always down to see more, see people go through the game. 20 minutes left. We've got 6 trophies and 3 puzzles. 3 puzzles that I bashed my head against the wall with to stream. Yeah, there'll probably be like one more stream. I mean, I was at this trophy. I was not making any progress on this, but then again, the same I was saying of the traps one, and I figured that one out, so maybe I can solve this one. It's this trophy here. This one was giving me trouble. So anyone who's not familiar, we have these ice blocks. They only trigger when I step on it specifically. Like if a block steps on it, it won't fall. But if I step on the ice block, it'll fall on the next chance it gets. Or I guess when it becomes unoccupied by me. Alright, so I'm going to set myself a good restart point. Let's go here. There we go. Now I've got a good reset point that I can go to. So let's see if I can get a good look at this. So, this conundrum. I think Shock have seen me attempt this puzzle before, actually. So, what's going to get down there with only... Yeah, this one. You don't think you've seen this area? Really? Maybe you weren't here when I did these. I did the top one. Oh, this one. Oh, yeah, I think so. I think you're right. You probably didn't see this puzzle before. Well, it's certainly an interesting one, isn't it? So obviously we've got to get some blocks across here. And I'm probably going to have to slide them over top of the walls, right? Because it has to be like a longer group. So I feel like I'm probably going to need to slide something across the walls. And then sink it down. Of course, I only have 5 blocks and a pillar, which really isn't much to work with, all things considered. Especially considering I've got to need at least 4 blocks to even get to the trophy in the first place. So that leaves me 1 extra block and a pillar to work with. Yeah, good luck trying to do something with that. But there must be a way. There must be a way. Still easier than the golem, huh? What a nightmare those puzzles were. I might look at a lot of those off stream. We'll see how that goes. So I don't think I can, like, be holding a block on the... What's that top path lead to? Just another trophy. One I already got. So, this one's tricky, though. What do I want to slide across? And what do I want to push it with? So notably, what I could probably have is some kind of thing that, like, has a pillar on it, right? Like this. And then I can use this kind of structure to push things. It doesn't have to be that exact structure, but this kind of Lego block, the one Lego block should probably be the thing that I'm using to push things. That leaves me 4 more blocks. What would I possibly do with those? I can't, like, set something on top of it and move it along that way, can I? I mean, I guess I could, but would it be helpful at all? Kind of doubtful. I mean, I might have been stuck in that way of thinking. It could be the case that I sit a block on the thing, like, stick 1 more block on the pillar one, and then actually stick a block on there and, like, push it along that way. Kind of trying to describe my best to describe that process. Maybe that's not so bad, actually. Maybe that's not so bad. Now I'll see if I can actually pull this off the way I want. So what I'd want if I want to do it that way is this here. Like, can I just, like, set a three thingy on this? Like, can I just set it here? And then push this along. And just do that? Oh, that's all it was! I think it's because I got stuck in a way of thinking with the other puzzle that I didn't see the much more simpler way to do it. Because in the trophy up here, you had to use the walls to hold up your shape. But in this case, yeah, I just used the pushing shape to hold the shape up. That's all it was. More simpler, yes. Way more simpler than the other one. Well, that was nice. I don't really want to try all those 3 puzzles I'm stuck on now, so... Maybe you could have, like, a bonus stream on Saturday or something where I try to, What? More blanker? Yeah. More wronger? You mean more wrong? No, more wronger. I don't know if anyone's ever seen VeggieTales before. More wronger? Right. Look how high this one is. What the heck? Look how high up it is. 4 blocks. Really? Really, game? You think I can actually do that? I don't know if I'm entirely convinced. I think this one's impossible. I wonder if I have enough blocks to actually do this one yet. I know I'm missing 1 block, but I could try it. Someone that actually denied that more wrong instead of wronger, huh? Deny that more wrong is correct. That's funny. Well, they couldn't have been more wronger, could they? It wasn't wronger? Okay, it was something else. Alright, it's gonna be some insane lifting thing. You know, one thing I'm realizing is that, well, not really realized, but realized at this point, is that, like, if I have this suspended above a check mark and I try to teleport it, it's just gonna go underneath it. Of course, if I put a block underneath it, now I get up here. So obviously I gotta use the other plus. I mean, that shouldn't be too bad, right? Let's just try to attach these. And then try to attach one here. And then... ah, crap. Yeah, that would have been great if there was one attached there. Could I have done that? Because unfortunately, yeah, that's going to put me on top of there. And now I can't get that block there. I want to do this without the, without that 1 block. I think I should be able to if I do it right. If I had 1 more block, yeah, I'd be able to do that. I'd have this solved already. Unfortunately, I don't. Can't steal a block. Doesn't seem like it, at least. Yeah. See, I didn't realize that you have to have like a full column of blocks when I saw this puzzle originally. Alright, how can I do that better? Wow, what a mess this puzzle was in. Alright, I need a better reset point. There we go. Reset point set. Yeah, I don't know if I could really done it with much less. Huh, here's an interesting thought. What happens if we trigger both at once? I would assume it just lifts them both up at once. I don't know if I've had that yet, actually. Have I ever triggered 2 pluses at the same time? Yeah, it does about what you'd expect. I don't know if I've actually pulled that off before. Darn it. I mean, I have to figure out this last puzzle. I mean, how hard was this last puzzle? It couldn't have been that hard, right? This one? Yep. Oh boy, the pillars are back. Shock remembers this puzzle. Well, I didn't figure it out yet. Spoiler. This one. I mean, I could try to fiddle with the other puzzle, but this is where you had to rage quit. Yep. I mean, yeah, I could try to fiddle with the trophy, or I could just solve this puzzle and actually use the extra block, because I already know that if I had 1 more block, I would have made it. So, this. Alright, what sneaky thing could there be to this? Alright. So, die for the rage quit at this. Yeah, I'm almost done with stream anyways. Yeah, I'll see you at your stream. See if I can actually get this one. Alright, what the heck is with this? I think a big giant U is just not gonna happen. There's no big giant U because there's just not enough blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But I would have to be like all on a 2D plane, and I can't do that with the pillars. So it's not a giant U going down like around this. There's something else involved. Yeah, I might just do... I mean, I might just... Since I might not have enough content left for a full Friday stream, I might just do a bonus Saturday stream? Question mark? Maybe. I might be like I might do like a bonus Saturday evening stream or Sunday evening stream or something. Just to try to finish this game, since I feel like there's not going to be... there's so few puzzles left, and I don't think I'm going to get a full 3-hour stream out of it. I don't know. With how hard some of these are, I might. I'm also just tempted to do these off-stream. So getting to the point where I'm like, once it's been 3 tries, I might just try it off stream. No, I could also just do a bonus stream and hang out with you guys. Maybe one of you will find it. I'll see the solution before I do. I think Shock saw a couple of the solutions, didn't they? I couldn't solve 4 puzzles in 3 hours on your own at one time? What? What? That one time? What is that one time? Was that in the Baba stream? That was that one Baba stream, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's because, like, you have Baba that has hundreds of puzzles, right? Well, yeah, when it gets to the last stream, you're always going to have all the hardest ones left, so it's going to take a ridiculously long amount of time. It's like, the 4 hardest puzzles in a game that only has, like, 100 puzzles is probably going to be different than the 4 hardest puzzles in a game that has, like, over 1,000 puzzles. Like, the 4 hardest puzzles are going to be really hard. Like, somewhat happens in this game, too, because, boy, there's a lot of puzzles in this. So, like, yeah, that's what just tends to happen when you have so many puzzles and you've saved the absolute hardest ones for last. You just get completely stuck. I mean, sometimes the puzzle isn't hard, it's just you are not coming up with that idea and you may never come up with it. Okay, I realized I forgot something. I actually have, 12 blocks. Does that make any difference whatsoever? Does having 12 blocks somehow change my situation at all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 square blocks. Does that somehow change my situation? Not that I can really tell. So I don't see a way to conjoin those. I can't conjoin them into one big U. Like, I can't really use the pillars to conjoin the remaining pieces either. I don't know why I'm still thinking about that. Like, why don't I just think of trying to do 2 shapes? I think the reason was because how am I gonna do 2 separate shapes with this if I can only raise once? I don't know, I could have one shape carrying the other or something like that. You try making a bobble puzzle, you make a stupidly big rule. The rule actually has to have purpose, and it's not just because you have to connect 2 texts, eh? Huh, maybe. How did that go? You said you tried making it, so I assume it didn't go too well. Huh, I wonder, I guess I can't, I failed quite miserably. Yeah, I imagine. That's why I say, like, connecting 2 texts would be one way to justify having to make a giant rule. Yeah, that's funny. Now you want to take my puzzle ideas and do them. I mean, I'm not doing them, so you might as well. Yeah, exactly. I just like the idea of making a big, stupidly long rule. Yep, it's just a more funny or unique idea. So, I mean, yeah, I could have technically 2 shapes with one, like, carrying the other. That'd be one way to lift them both up at once. Whereas the problem would be, how do I move it then? I need some way to, like, push it. Like, I need some way to, like, push a bit in place and then pull it back. And then leave that piece there. I guess that's technically possible. Yeah, there's shapes I can make that could do that. So maybe it's something like that. What is this? I suppose it's called a forklift, right? So maybe I need to make, like, a forklift that actually carries blocks across this gap. I guess that's what I could do. Maybe it's actually 3 pieces. Maybe I have a forklift, and then I stick, like, two 1x2s on it. And then I raise the forklift up to deposit the 2 pieces at the top. That'd be an interesting idea. Let's try it. Let's do it. So the question is, what's said forklift gonna look like? I mean, an arch is probably a good start. It's probably not that's probably a half-decent start. I am starting to realize that I need to do this. I'm going to need to get those pieces on there in the first place. What is this even going to look like? Hey, you could think of a pun with the game. You could use the stream title. What? Which game? This game or Baba? It's yeah, sure. Hard puzzles. Yeah. Just put a bunch of sure, why not? So yeah, I'd love to deposit these onto like some kind of thing. But it's not really as working as well as I would have hoped. because these pillars are already down at the bottom level. That's kind of sucks. I don't want these down here. Rather have them up one level. But I can only lift one pillar at a time. Boo. That's definitely a slight inconvenience. Well, maybe not. Maybe I only need one up. So what would a forklift look like? It would have like a block here. You constructed the best stream title, eh? Alright, what is your construction? What have you architected for us? So like this. Oh, kind of. More better stream title? Nah, I can't use the same joke twice. More better stream title. Just because of our more thing, huh? Whoops. Ah, crap. It combines the two jokes. Sure, why not? I'll decide on that later. I like how we're confronted about the stream title. Like, yeah, it's all about the stream title. Alright, get on there. Can you get this Gaussian piece on? No. That's funny. Seems you're suggesting is carrot. Yeah, just... I'm pretty sure I've seen some stream titles. The stream title's like E or something. I constructed the best stream title. Sure, we can go with that. Well, this almost works. Too bad these blocks don't stick to the thin bottom, though. Yeah, almost. Close on the counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Alright, you go down there. And we're at the stream time. But, can I at least solve this puzzle before the end? Like, come on. I have an idea now, at least of something that will be cool to try. Like, yeah, like this forklift. I'm just realizing that because I already lifted, I already lost. So, never mind. So much for that plan. Yeah, what would the chances be that I can make an arch? Stick like 2 things on it. Like, I'd want to have like 2 pieces here. Like, one sticking there, one sticking there. I don't think this is ever gonna work. Alright, never mind. There's not very many puzzles left, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough for a full stream. It could be. I literally have 8 puzzles left. How many did we start with this stream? I think like 30? What the heck. Maybe I'll just make it a full stream anyways. Plus, I'm kind of busy right now, so I probably shouldn't be trying to do bonus streams. So maybe I'll just do one final stream. If it turns out to be shorter, oh well. One final stream where I really bash my head against these last few puzzles, and maybe you guys could see some ideas for me to try out as well. If I solve this puzzle, I'm almost certain I can get this trophy easily. So that just leaves whatever the heck this trophy is. It leaves trying to solve this darn puzzle to get this trophy. And then it leaves that puzzle up there. Where are the rest of them? I never did this one? I never did this trophy, apparently. I think I've tried it, but I got stuck. Yeah, where are the last... What? I never did this one either? What? There's no way. I never did that trophy? Huh, interesting. I thought I did that one already. Well, not that I necessarily have ideas on how to do it yet. Can't, like, teleport on top of that. Huh, there's a pillar up there. I guess I could use that. Oh, I never got that trophy yet. Thought I got that one, but I guess not. Yeah, so I guess those are the last 5. There's that one. This one that I'm not sure of. That one I can definitely get. This one I can get after I solve that puzzle. And then there's this ice one. And then there's just the 3 puzzles I was stuck on. That's it for this game. That'll be everything. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But until then, Hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Thanks for coming to stream, Shucks and Carl. Thanks, Shock, and thanks, Nobo. I always appreciate you guys' company. It makes these puzzle games so much better. We had to enjoy them with others. But yeah, maybe I'll see you guys at Shock stream tonight. Yeah, can't wait until Jelly starts. Yeah, it'll be soon. It'll be soon enough. Anyways, yeah. Take care, everyone. Stay healthy. Get some rest if you need it, and I'll see y'all later.